gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome to episode 122 of the ItsObviousGaming podcast. I'm your host, Preston Pugh, and I'm joined by my two best friends, Garrett Drake.
Hello, gentlemen. I am very happy to be here with you both today.
And Jacob Alka.
It's good to see you guys again. I missed you last week.
It's been a while, Jacob.
Yeah, I haven't seen Preston. Didn't we do a podcast together? Then you guys did a podcast
Yeah,
together.
so I haven't seen you in 2 weeks, I believe.
Right.
Correct.
But I haven't seen him in even longer.
I wasn't on the podcast 2 weeks ago?
No.
It's because you were in, where was he?
He was home, but he was spending time with his wife.
But
his
he was
old
out of
ball
town.
and chain.
Yeah,
He's been out of town.
Yeah. It has been a while.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like that long, though.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it.
We just played Destiny,
again.
though, so maybe that's why.
Yeah. We all did the raid in Destiny this week.
We did. It went very well.
It did. Surprisingly well.
Now, I was glad for my first time. It was very smooth because you guys went through all the pain figuring everything out, and I just sat back and enjoyed myself and watched the carnage from afar. And then I joined you, and it was a smooth ride for the most part.
Yeah.
Still a bit of a learning process for me, but it was fun.
Did you enjoy it?
I did. It was fun. Yeah.
Nice.
It was just as fun as it looked. I'm not even... I'm not terribly far. I think I'm like 187 or something right now. I could be a little off there.
It's probably going to be good to be max level, right?
Yeah, it says I think 300 is the recommended power level, so...
Okay.
I won't be able to play it
Do we
this
even
week.
know what Prestige is yet?
No.
What it entails?
No.
Okay. What do you think? What are your guesses?
There might be a few like extra mechanics for some of the fights. Because they also have a challenge mode, like in Destiny 1. But that's like every week there'll be a different like encounter or boss that'll have a special challenge to it. And if you do that,
Wow, Jacob.
My bad.
Way to be terribly disruptive.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Game of Thrones though. Yeah, it's a good ringtone.
I think the funniest disruption of your phone I've ever heard of was when you're in high school that I still laugh about today, when it was dead silent in class. All of a sudden your phone goes, "I've become so numb," like in the middle of class. That Linkin Park
that
song.
wasn't my ringtone. That was my iPod.
Oh, was it your iPod going off? That's even funnier.
Yeah. I think it might have been my BlackBerry. I don't know if I had an iPhone back then.
Speaking of moments like that, I had a pretty embarrassing one in my cinema history class, which is just so horrendously boring. Obviously, when we're watching old movies, I'll pay attention. But whenever my teacher's just talking about stuff, it's all on slides that he's going to put up on the internet afterwards anyway. So I'm like, what's the point of paying attention to this? So I'm like flipping through Facebook and all that. The Las Vegas news had been coming out that morning. I was like, holy crap, what is this? So I'm like flipping through stuff and I forgot my volume was like all the way up. So I clicked on a clip, just gunfire. Like in the middle of class, everyone looks at me. I'm like, shit. Just like in the middle. I mean, it was a split second. But it's terrible when the teacher's like in the middle of talking. Everyone's paying attention. And I'm like on Facebook. So
nice. I have both of you beat.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was at, this was a while ago, but I was at Denny's with my family.
Okay.
Just us three. We're just chilling, at the Denny's, looking at the menu and shit. And I had my phone out going through Twitter, and there was a span of time where these videos were everywhere.
Oh, I know what this is.
You'll click on the video, and it's like, oh, watch this otter, like boop a ball or something.
Oh, yeah.
And you click on it, and it is just a girl moaning.
Yeah.
And I'm just in Denny's, and it is like full volume, just this girl screaming her head off like she's having the time of her life. Yeah. And my parents just look at me like their eyes are huge, and I know people around me heard it. And like, it's like, it was just an otter. Like, look, it's the video. And he like started again, it's moaning again. So, yeah.
Oh man, that's the worst.
Like, stand up, everyone. It's just a video.
Yeah,
it's just an otter.
I'm not beating off in the middle of a Denny's. That's like something in like a local newspaper, like local man jerks off in Denny's arrested. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah, there's like for a month those are everywhere. Where like I couldn't trust any video. So
they still pop up every once in a while. Like, I click on a video. I haven't seen one in a while. Happen.
Yeah,
man. Doing that in school would probably be the worst thing ever.
Oh no,
there is a video of a dude, one of those giant college classes with like the straight out of the movies with like all the desks up the wall or whatever. Have you guys ever even seen those?
I've never seen one in person, but I see them in videos all the time.
I guess they're in like big universities. Or shitty community colleges we've been to don't have them. But anyways, there's a dude had his laptop out and they like yanked his headphone jack out and it just started ringing through the entire class.
Man,
so I'm sure that was set up, but still. Could you imagine? Pretty embarrassing.
I can't. Yeah, that'd be the worst.
Yeah.
I'd like to be present, not the guy with the laptop. But
Right.
to be there.
Yeah.
Just to experience this.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm glad we've all shared that moment.
Well,
It's
back to
great.
Destiny 2. We were talking about Prestige Raid.
Yeah, Prestige Raid.
Yeah, I don't really know what they're gonna do.
I'm sure
think
Callus is going to just be just insane.
I don't know if they're gonna change that much because they've never really changed.
I could see them doing something weird in the Shadow realm to just make it even more annoying.
Yeah, I don't know.
than it already
Maybe
is.
you have less revive tokens as a team. I don't know. Maybe that's incorporated for the whole.
What if
raid.
there's no revive tokens?
I could see that.
I think they're not going to do that because the tokens are a thing.
Okay.
I don't know. Because it's like a new mechanic they put in Destiny 2 because everyone can only revive someone once.
Yeah, but
raid, so
I could see them taking. Or what if there's just one revive for everybody? Like once somebody uses it, everybody loses it.
Yeah,
I could see them doing something like that.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess. I plan on trying to at least attempt the raid this week. I don't know how hard it's going to be. So.
I'm not sure if I'm going to try it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know. I'll just see. I need to see what the rewards are too.
I don't even know if they're going to like raise the power level. So is there going to be a whole lot of point to do?
No, yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
Unless there's something like crazy cool you get from doing it, like just something.
Well, you can
awesome.
finish your exotic shotgun quest.
Oh, yeah.
That's the last step of the quest. Is
really?
Completing that raid.
So. Okay. Well,
how do you pick up that shotgun again? It's talking to the robot guy that sweeps. He gives you the shotgun quest.
He doesn't give it to you, but he's like the third or fourth part in the quest.
Okay.
You start the quest by picking something up on Nessus.
Is it those little bead things?
Yeah, it's the little bead.
It's funny. I picked those up 1,000 times. I'm like, what is this shit? And I just delete it every time.
Dude,
that was part of like a patrol or something.
The quest for the.
I mean, I picked it up like 4 or 5 times. I have it currently.
It's not hard to get.
I just haven't acted on it yet.
Yeah.
It's called the World Eater or something quest. Yeah.
That is annoying in Destiny 2, how all the quests are in your freaking inventory.
I gotta be honest, I don't care at all about Rat King, and it's just taking up inventory space.
I still haven't done it just because I don't care.
I'd like to do it.
Yeah, I like to do it just because so I could say I could have it, but I'm not really motivated to do it.
Yeah. I hear you. I just need to do the Prestige Nightfall and win one Trials of the 9 match, and that platinum is mine. I was saying we need to do Trials of the 9 this weekend.
Yeah, we should.
At least win one match for your boy.
Yeah.
We could also go 9-0 too. That'd be cool.
I believe it's possible.
Yeah, I believe so too. You don't go to the tower anymore. You go to this big giant dude, right? I think I saw a video of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
you go to a unknown space.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
It's big.
I've been there.
Big dude. Oh, you've been there.
Well, not to the big face. You have to go flawless. But I've seen videos of it.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
Yep. Let's play some Trials.
Okay.
This will have already happened by the time this goes out, but
maybe.
I might have the platinum by the time this goes out. I'd like to get the platinum before Shadow of War comes out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll be playing that probably a lot.
Cool.
At least I hope so. I hope it puts its claws into me, as they say.
I think it will. I think that game looks awesome.
I think it will too.
So
I'm gonna enjoy it.
Great reviews.
So. Yeah.
So
good. I mean, like okay, and then really good reviews.
Yeah.
What are you getting Wolfenstein on?
PS4 all the way.
I think PS4.
Really?
I already have the collector's edition pre-ordered for PS4, so it's fine. I'll just platinum it on there. Everything else PC.
But you got this nice PC. You might as well just play it there.
Yeah, but I mean, I already have the collector's edition.
You can get the collectors for PC, can't you?
I don't know. I haven't looked that much into it.
It's worth a thought.
I think I'm just going to
maybe just sell your PS4.
Yeah, why don't you leave the man alone, Jacob?
Yeah, Jacob. No, I'm still going to use my PlayStation. Are you kidding me? God of War, Last of Us 2, Spider-Man.
Days Gone.
I'm going to kick my PC out the window when Spider-Man comes out. Are you kidding me?
Hey, just you watch me or Garrett play. You got this nice PC. Why waste your time on inferior?
I'm gonna be real with you guys.
Why?
Even if I had a PC as powerful as Preston's, I would only play games on PC that are basically PC exclusive. I just love playing games on PS4 or just console in general.
Plug your PS4 controller into the PC.
That's just who I am at heart. But at the same time, like, why would I plug it into a PC when I can just play it on my PS4? I know it runs better and it looks better on a PC, but I don't care that much.
I'm just fucking around. So I don't care what you guys do.
It really
like Battlefront.
is.
I'm totally gonna just play Battlefront on PS4.
That's fine. I'm definitely playing it on PC.
Yeah, I'm getting a PC.
Enjoy.
We'll do. We hardly play together anyway.
All right. So,
but yeah, definitely multi-platform stuff. I'm definitely getting on PC. It's definitely I mean, I love my PlayStation and stuff, but it really is. It looks way better, and it's just I'm playing Witcher at like 60 frames and stuff. It's just
Are you using a controller for Witcher?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't like keyboard. It's like to dodge, you push all. It's playable. It's just way. I don't know. Third person games just feel way better with a controller. So, but I definitely understand what you're saying. But it really is.
Were you playing Battlefront with a controller too, or keyboard and mouse?
No, keyboard and mouse. Yeah, it depends. If I'm like shooting, even if it's third person, like when I was playing a little bit of Rise of the Tomb Raider on a PC, and I just use a mouse and keyboard with that game just because you're aiming and stuff. But if it's like a combat focused game like Shadow of War, I'm definitely going to play with a controller for sure. But anyways, guys, what'd you do this week?
I didn't do a whole lot. I played some games. I played Cuphead. It's a cool game.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Saw those videos.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it a lot.
I've heard a lot about Cuphead this week.
Yeah. I don't think it's as hard as some people are making it out to be. I mean, Casey and I would beat a boss on like our third try every single time. It really wasn't like, oh, this is hard. It's just you just have to figure out what they do, and as soon as you know what they do in each phase, it's easy. So it was fun though.
It's a very
gorgeous game.
Yeah,
it's very beautiful. Yeah. Full of surprises as well. You get to certain parts of the levels, and you're not expecting what comes around the corner. So it's fun. We're on Aisle 2. We defeated Aisle 1.
Cool.
And it's great. I don't really know what else to say. It's just fun.
So you've moved on to the Diceman.
Yeah, we're on the Carnival Aisle now. It's Aisle 2. And I mean, I do
How
like...
many are there?
I think there's 3, and then there's a final boss, the devil himself. I assume it's the devil himself. But I do like how there's upgrades and stuff. You can upgrade your health, and swap out your weapons depending on the platforming level you're doing or the boss you're facing. Certain weapons. So, for example, we fought the Goopy Legrand, I think his name was, the little blueberry in our second video. And I found one of the lobber, I think it's called, weapon was much more effective against him because it did far more damage at medium range versus the pea shooter, which is just kind of standard damage. Okay. And the lobber helped significantly bring him down quicker, which I figured out by when we first fought him. The pea shooter took forever to kill him, and then the lobber was much quicker.
Maybe you just needed to get good.
Maybe that's the thing. You can't really get good if you're not even getting hit, but you're just unloading on someone and nothing's happening. So that weapon made a significant difference. Oh. Same goes for other bosses, like the carrot at the beginning, and the potato, and the little, I think it was an onion that sprouts out of the ground. I think it's called Floral Fury, that boss battle. The shotgun was the most effective there because it's close range the entire time. So
I've heard the tracing rounds are good for tracing.
I don't know if I've used those yet.
They're called the shooters, or there's like a clever pun with it. Okay. But I forgot. But it's pretty much like an auto lock-on thing.
You can shoot like in the opposite direction. It'll still go behind.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. I haven't
they're
purchased
called,
it yet.
Crap. Never mind.
I know what you're talking about though.
Okay.
Nice.
Little tracer rounds.
I like the airplane mission too, or the airplane battle. I know there's multiple airplane boss battles, but the one I did with the airplane woman who transforms into the cloud bull and those cloud twins and then the moon at the end. That was a gorgeous boss battle. The moon especially was awesome. Terrified me. But I miraculously beat that boss battle on my second try. I don't know how watching it back, I have no idea how I was dodging all these stars flying at me because I don't even have memory of dodging stars. Maybe I was just lucky because I didn't even know those were flying at me the entire time, and I dodged every single one of them. Perhaps I'm the chosen one of Cuphead.
Perhaps.
Like Neo.
So are you playing this, are you guys doing one player or two player?
Two player. And I will say, you can almost tell that the game was not designed with two. I mean, I'm sure to an extent it was designed with 2 players in mind, but you can tell it's just more of like an add-on thrown in because it is so much harder with 2 people than it is with 1 person. Every time I play a mission by myself, it's so much easier because when I play with 2 people, one of you will get ahead of the other and the other one gets dragged behind. You get hit by something, and then you both, even though you're 2 different colors, you get confused who's who in the middle of a boss battle because there's just so much going on. So it's more distracting with the second player. But I mean, it's still fun playing with someone, but every time I'm by myself, it's significantly easier.
Gotcha.
So great game though.
I'll pick it up. I don't know when, but
it's one of those games that I appreciate, but I don't know if I really want to play it, but I want to support it. I don't know if that makes sense.
I get what you mean.
I probably would have bought it already if it was on Switch.
Oh yeah, it's
100%.
Like born to be on Switch. It's, I mean, I imagine they'll port it eventually to Switch, hopefully, because it would be incredible.
Yeah,
but. I watched Casey play a bit of Stardew Valley. It's funny. She played like 3 hours of that game while I was editing one of our videos. So I watched out of the corner of my eye some of that game. I've yet to get to it myself. Maybe I'll get to it tonight. I don't know. but it looks awesome.
It's great.
So I'm excited to get to it. You played that a bit too, didn't you?
Yeah, I played it for a few hours.
Cool. What else did I play? Star Wars Battlefront 2, which we'll talk about in the main topic later. I'm just going to save my thoughts for that, but what I'll say for now is that I really enjoyed it. Other than that, I saw Blade Runner this week. It was spectacular.
Very, very jealous.
I adored it. It was excellent. I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but just the cinematography, the performances, the direction, just the style of the movie, and visually, it's some of the best visual effects I think I've ever seen in a movie. I mean, the whole movie is just breathtaking to look at. And the score, especially from Hans Zimmer and the other guy, I can't remember his name, is just so impactful. And Casey and I saw it in the AMC Prime Theater, which IMAX is great too, but I prefer Prime because it's essentially the same size as an IMAX screen, but the sound is even more superior than it is in standard IMAX. And the seats rumble and everything throughout the entire movie. And that movie was so loud and so brutal in that theater that it was just excellent. I mean, every gunshot, the whole theater shook. It was awesome.
So it doesn't have the IMAX screens though, right?
It isn't quite as big as an IMAX screen, but it's still huge. Like, it isn't like a standard movie. Does it look as good as IMAX? Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah. I mean, they call it Prime for a reason. Some people don't realize that the AMC Prime Theater is superior to IMAX. It's even more expensive than IMAX.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So IMAX is, you get the biggest screen, but Prime is the best seating and best sound.
Okay.
So, and the picture quality is better too.
Really?
So IMAX, all it has over Prime is the screen's bigger. But me and Casey sat on the third row, so the screen was so massive. So you truly feel enveloped in the world the entire time. And just the use of color in the movie is so beautiful. I mean, like, there's a scene that's all blue and a scene that's all orange, a scene that's all yellow. It just looks amazing. And just that world itself is so interesting and unique. I mean, I like the first Blade Runner. I'm not like a diehard like a lot of people are, but this one especially, man, I loved. And I can't recommend it enough. So I don't want to spoil any plot points, but I love how even in the first Blade Runner, there's just a very deep, thought-provoking story within this crazy, interesting world, which is cool because they could just give into the gimmicks of the world, like, oh, look how cool this is, look how cool that thing is, and just explore those parts of the world. But I love how they don't really explain anything. It's just you see all these amazing things around the characters, but it's focused on a very emotional, thought-provoking story in that world, which I liked a lot. And the ending I thought was perfect too. Now I hope they don't make a third one. I don't want to spoil it. It's kind of set up for a third one, but I think if they ended it here, it would be a perfect bow on the series.
This is a sequel?
This is.
Oh.
Did you not know that?
No.
Oh.
I thought this was a remake.
No, it's a sequel to the original.
So I need to see the original.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and keep this in mind, there's multiple versions of the original. Myself, I've seen all three of them. My favorite version is the quote-unquote final version. Now, other people say, oh, I prefer this version, or I prefer the director's cut. And there's the original, there's the director's cut, which I hear is the worst version, and then the final version, which I think, in my opinion, is the best version. So when you go to watch it, which even today, I think it holds up for how good it looks, watch the final version.
Okay.
That's if you trust my opinion at all.
What is the name of the first movie?
Just Blade Runner.
Okay. And
sequels 2049. Yeah, the first one takes place in 2019. 30 years later, 2049.
Oh.
So it will help you significantly if you watch the first one before the sequel.
Okay.
Because you might be completely lost in the sequel.
Yeah, I was just gonna go see it.
Yeah, what's the thing? Even if you watched it, it's still a very cool movie. Just a lot of plot points would make far more sense to you if you saw the first one.
Okay, will do.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks for the warning, man.
Killer movie, though. I cannot freaking wait to see it again. I think I might go Tuesday because I don't have school, and AMC all October is doing $5 movie tickets. No idea why, but that's cool with me on Tuesdays. So if you haven't seen it by Tuesday, you should go with me and Casey.
Okay.
We can even go Tuesday night if you have work that day.
I do have work, but I should get off fairly, like probably around 6 or 7, so I'll have time to go see a movie.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Preston, you and Lizzie are welcome as well, if you're not working.
Yeah, thanks.
We haven't hung out in a long time outside of this podcast.
It's been a while. Hopefully going to that concert.
Oh, we are. Yeah, that's going to be great. I'm very excited for that.
Very excited.
As far as the rest of my week went, the one interesting aspect of school this week is I showed up in my post-production class, and my teacher is a producer in multiple feature films throughout the year. He's like, hey, who wants to take an impromptu field trip to the movie set? And I'm the unit production manager on. Everyone's like, oh, sure, cool, totally. He told us we might do this at some point in the quarter, but he like sprung it on us immediately in like the third week. He's like, let's go right now. I have a bus. I can take you there. It's in Sandy Springs. We're like, all right. So we all piled onto a bus and went to this film set. For a feature film. It's a relatively cheap feature film, but it's called Bottle Girl. And he said that the plot is about a girl whose best friend or sister or something gets kidnapped, and this girl basically becomes Nancy Drew in the future and like hunts her down or something. But we were at a nightclub in Sandy Springs on the set for about an hour and a half while they shot a scene of, I couldn't tell what was happening. I just heard this random dialogue about these girls like, it's your last night in Atlanta, like live it up, like blah blah blah. I heard that dialogue like 20 times. I shot the scene like 40 times while I was there. But it was funny to see. I mean, it's low budget, so the cast is relatively unknown, but it was funny to see the cast coming in and out of the green room. Most of us were hanging out in it, just being like, oh, it's so hot in here and stuff, and like arguing with each other about the scene and everything. But I don't know if it'll be like a massive release or anything when it comes out, but it was cool to see. I mean, I've been on sets before, but it was cool to see my teacher, like the unit production manager, like bossing people around on set and everything with his class just standing there awkwardly. So he would like bring the director over and some of the cast members and some of the crew and explain like what their role was and everything. But it was a fun little field trip for school, so I guess that was cool.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Other than that, I guess I can mention this now. I mean, you and I talked about it earlier. I just thought it was funny that on Kind of Funny Games Daily, they were talking about Shadow of War reviews, and on the main title card for the reviews, there's IGN, GameSpot, another one, and there's COG Connected on there. Yeah. And Tim Geddes was like, COG Connected, don't know who they are, gave it a 94. That was so funny. But it's even cooler that not only is COG Connected on there with one of the top scores with like the biggest media companies, but then in the opening like marketing trailer, now that reviews are out, the first quote that shows up as a COG Connected quote. I just thought that was kind of cool being on COG, cool. And that's being on there. But I thought that was the funniest thing when Tim was
wasn't you, right? You didn't.
No, it was another guy on our team. But I thought it was so funny when Tim was like, don't know who they are, but they gave it a 94. So that was fun. But other than that,
which episode was that?
That was
it was not
the most recent. The one before it.
Thursdays. Yeah. Thursdays
I think I'm at Wednesday right now.
So, but yeah, that's all for me for now.
That's cool.
It was a good week.
Preston, what about you?
What about me? What I do this week? Did the raid. Already talked about that. I actually played quite a bit of Destiny this week. I got up to light level 301, I think. And the raid helped me out a lot. Got that Warlock chest piece that I've been wanting so bad. So
I got the Hunter chest piece and dismantled it immediately.
Oh, okay.
I infused it into my what's that arc?
That exotic one.
That exotic chest, yeah.
With the red lines going down. That one's cool.
What does that do?
It boosts all your arc abilities. I think specifically your super when you're using Arc Blade. It is it lasts significant. I do. Yeah. When I'm doing PvP or PvE, I mean I do. In PvE it's always Golden Gun, but most PvE scenarios I rock Arc Strider, and that super lasts for a lifetime with that chest on. So super effective.
Okay, cool. Well, I like my chest piece a lot. I think the Warlock raid gear looks really cool. So yeah. I was excited to get it.
Praise the Lord, Jacob upgraded the new Monarchy, man. It's the goofiest looking Titan I've ever seen.
The Titan looks that bad.
It's the boots that throw me off. Those
aren't the raid boots. Okay. I don't have the raid boots.
Okay, that's good.
They look good. I just can't get that over the chest.
I think it's the boots that made you look just so silly.
Those were the Eververse boots.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah.
Eververse gear is
it's
weird
dumb.
Looking.
It's dumb.
I had the Warlock helmet and chest piece, and I looked like I looked like I could be a figure in like my great grandmother's kitchen or something.
I'm wearing the Titan Eververse arms. I think they look good. They have really cool looking shoulder pads, but they still have like the little cotton things on their wrists.
So dumb. I don't think it look like an elf or something.
I think the boots do. Yeah, these are like pointy.
The Warlock has like a doily on his. Oh yeah, like hanging over his shoulders. Just doesn't look like that cool.
Yeah. Well, hey. If it makes you feel better, you have to pay for the gear. So
yeah,
it's not gear you have to worry about.
I dropped $5 on raid night just to get this stupid dance.
Yeah, and I was making fun of you the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool dance.
Yeah, so it was funny to watch.
When people are complaining about microtransactions, you can thank me that they're still there.
You contributed.
I apologize for that.
You know what? I figured out my favorite. I don't think it's like a special shader by any means, but my favorite shader in the game right now is it's called like Cerulean Divide. I think it's it's like turquoise blue. It's like neon blue, like carbon fiber black and green, I think.
Okay. Oh yeah, I have that one.
It looks so cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I only have 3 of those. I know what that is, but it looks awesome.
So I didn't tell you this. I told Garrett this, but you would appreciate this. So I log into Destiny on Tuesday because I knew we were going to raid that night. I was light level 294 or something. So I thought, I know we're raiding tonight, so I'll spend a decent amount of today trying to raise my light level, as high as I can get it in this amount of time. Because, I did the flashpoint and all that stuff. So, I was hoping I could get up there. Yep. So I go to Xur, and he is selling these exotic warlock legs. Okay. That look really cool. The effects are really cool. It's if you sprint.
So the transversive steps,
maybe
the blue ones.
Yeah. The blue like neon ones, and it reloads your energy weapon while you're running around. So I'm like, oh, that's really cool. So I buy those. Well, it completely throws off the look of my guy because I'm wearing the Callus shader, which is purple, gold, and white, and I have these neon blue boots, so it does not look good. So I had to completely switch out my chest piece to a lower light level chest piece that looked better with those boots, completely change all the colors of everything. Needless to say, I dropped like 3 light levels just to make sure I looked cool with these boots. So I thought you'd appreciate that. So
that's it.
I did it all for the style. I sacrificed 3 points for my style.
But I don't know how I feel about all that.
No
matter what you put on, those boots still look stupid.
How dare you?
Just kidding.
I think they look really cool.
If you're rocking like a white shader or something, they could look cool.
Well, I have like this blue, white, like super shiny shader that looks really cool. I was wearing it when we were raiding.
You look nice.
I didn't really like
it had kind of like a chrome look to it, like armor.
Yeah, it's one of the shiny ones. So, but I'm over 300 now, so in the end, it didn't even matter. So
you're good now,
as they say.
Yeah.
So I played Destiny, played a little bit of Divinity. I'm in this fight that takes like 30 minutes, and I keep having to leave. So I've like restarted this fight like over and over again. So I have not progressed whatsoever in Divinity. So I played that. Did I play anything else? Nope, that was it on PlayStation. I built my PC on Thursday, and I spent a majority of Friday just kind of overclocking everything, just getting everything set up, downloading all the drivers and stuff, because I stayed up until like 4 a.m. Thursday, I guess Friday morning, just making sure everything was good. The Liquid, the AIO I have, I completely forgot you needed to like plug a USB cable into it to control it from the Corsair Link app and stuff. So I had to like rewire a bunch of this stuff. I mean, it would have been a lot faster if I was just plugging in things, but I had to make it all look nice. So
I get that.
Yeah. So I had to undo a ton of zip ties in the back and like rerun this cable. So that added like an entire hour just me forgetting this cable.
At least you have experience with having to fix cable issues.
This was nothing compared to work, but I made it look nice.
Hey, before you continue talking about this, can I ask you a community question that has to do with your PC?
Sure.
Great. Let me see if I can dig it up here. It comes from D. Smitty. He says, "Hey, fellas. I was hoping Preston IOG, I guess I should just say Preston, could give us some insight on his recent PC building experience. Maybe some hint and tricks he used to get that thing looking so damn beautiful. Also, maybe give us a breakdown."
Okay.
So...
Tricks?
Yeah, tricks and hints.
I want some hints.
You want some hints?
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. You just plug stuff in.
All about dressing them cables.
Yeah, just hide the cables behind the case. And I bought some cable extensions that just go
sounds like a good trick.
Yeah, you just hide. So I didn't get the actual... Because I'm using Reddit. You can check out, if you join our Discord, it's in the gaming section, the picture of my build. But I hid the actual cables coming out of the PSU behind the case, like in the back area. I don't know what it's called. And I attached cable, what's the word I'm looking for? Cable extensions or whatever that are red and black with like cable combs in them to actually go to the motherboard and the graphics card, just so that looked nice. So I just wasn't having those black cables that come with the power supply coming out. So I did that. That definitely made it look way, way nicer. I don't know if I have any tips really. I just watched an ass ton of videos, like tons of videos. My uncle helped me out, and he had been watching a ton of videos too. So for the most part, we kind of just knew what we were doing, and it looks like, I'm sure, I mean, you made yours, right? You didn't buy a pre-build.
Yeah.
It looks kind of, just reading through the motherboard manual, it seems pretty intimidating, but it's very plug and play. Yeah. Like when for the most part, especially the cables from your case, like the on switch, the reset switch, the USB, it's all labeled on the motherboard. It's labeled on the cable. So
as long as you, sorry to interrupt you, as long as you like keep things organized and, you know, you're not like, you know, like everything's pretty, like he was saying, pretty self-explanatory, as long as you know where things go and then it gets given to you, like it shows you like what this is or like where this cable goes for the most part.
Just shove everything as hard as you can into the case, all the cables, just bunch them in there and then just screech the door closed and lock it up and you're good to go.
Exactly. That one tip I can give you is you probably need to apply more pressure than you think.
What do you mean?
Well, especially in my case, I was like, the 1080 Ti graphics card is freaking huge. I swear it's like this big. And, you know, it's so big and it's expensive. So you're like holding it like it's this baby and you're like trying to shove it. Yeah. And you're trying to shove it in its slot and you're like, you know, like a baby pushing it down, but I mean, you got to give it some.
Yeah, you got to kind of push the cards in.
Yeah,
ooh,
same with the.
Doesn't matter what card you have.
Same with the CPU. Like you got to crank that little thing down way harder than you think, and it's making like crunching noises.
Oh gosh, I'd be crapping my pants.
So I guess doing it now, you know, that was the first time I had done it, so I know how much pressure is applied. But doing it the first time, I mean, you see people do it online all the time, and they're just pulling it down super easy, just doing it. So you just assume that you just do it with really no pressure. But no, you gotta, if it feels like it's not, well, I don't know, I don't want to say, oh, if it doesn't feel like it's working, just do it really hard because you don't want to break anything. But do a little bit more pressure than you would think, you know, than you would think you would need to, you know, use. So
thanks for the tips.
Yeah, that's a good CPU tip.
Yeah, no problem. But that was nerve-wracking. Oh, yeah, Jay accidentally kicked my CPU off the table.
Oh, no.
Which, yeah, those things apparently break pretty easy. So, but thankfully it still works.
Great.
So, his eyes got huge, and he was like, I'll buy you another one if I broke it.
Yikes.
But besides that, everything, you know, went smoothly. It booted up first time. Besides the USB connector thing to the AIO, just me forgetting to plug it in, everything else went pretty straightforward. So yeah, it's not that hard. Just watch a few videos and you got it.
Excellent.
Yep. And as far as making it look good, just everything that looks nasty, just hide it. That's a good
typically the
wire
answer.
dressing tip.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. I haven't like got any new games for it. I played The Witcher, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Crysis 3. I was just kind of looking at some games that are typically, you know, pretty high performance or just are known to look good. And as far as Rise of the Tomb Raider and Witcher goes, I was able to run those ultra settings, everything up, 60 frames, and it looks freaking insane. Especially I got this Predator 4K monitor with G-Sync on it. And it's just insane how you can put your eyeballs like this close to the screen, like an inch from the screen, and you just see no pixels. It's just the clearest thing ever. And it just looks insane. I'm blown away by how good it looks. Crysis 3, very demanding game. I'm able to run that in high in 4K, and it goes around 50 to 60. It kind of goes in between there, but that's to be expected. That's a super hard game to run, but it still looks freaking great. And I can lower some settings to get it up to 60 frames. But I'm excited to see how Shadow of War looks, because that game looks beautiful just in the trailers I've seen. So I look forward to seeing that, you know, running well on that thing. So far I'm very impressed by it, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit, and I look forward to playing a lot more things on it. I know I told you at lunch the literally the only game that I tried to play on it that just was garbage was The Evil Within. I started it up, the resolution was messed up big time, so I had to completely change my monitor to 1080p to even open the game. So I opened the game, then I changed it to 4K, and it looked so washed out, and it was 60 frames, but it was hiccuping and stuff. I don't know. I just kind of gave up on that game anyways. It was fun up until that point, but I kind of feel like the PC port, even when I was playing it on my old rig, it just felt wonky. Like even just navigating the menus with a mouse and keyboard, it would like lag and stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. So I'm probably not going to beat that. Well, if I do play it, I'll probably just get it for console, but I'll kind of just wait and see what Evil Within 2 reviews are before I decide. about even picking that game up. So
we're good.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Okay. But that's pretty much all I did with my PC. And I played Battlefront 2 beta, which we'll actually talk about our impressions, but that in 4K looks insane.
I believe it.
Yeah, such a pretty game. I got contacts this week too.
You're wearing them currently.
I'm wearing them right now. They're getting better as the day goes on, but about an hour or two ago, they were bugging the crap out of me.
I can't imagine having to stick those things in my eyeballs.
Yeah. It's weird seeing better, because typically when I'm seeing better, I'm used to seeing a frame around my eyeballs. Mm-hmm. So it's weird like seeing better but nothing being there.
Right.
And I can look in all directions and it looks good. So that's kind of just a weird thing like in my brain. My brain's not used to that.
Yeah.
But they're cool, I guess. I can see stuff.
Man, you have to like pinch your eyeball to get it out, don't you?
No, you just like look up and then you just pinch it.
Oh, yeah. Gosh.
I don't want to touch my eye.
Just like the CPU, you have to apply way more pressure than you think to get it out of there. So this lady taught me how to put them in at the iPlace, and she was the nicest, meanest lady I've ever met in my life. She was throwing me mixed vibes.
Yeah,
dude.
Elaborate.
So I sat down to... Well, I'll back up a little bit. The doctor who actually gave me this eye test... I swear she's like 13.
Mm-hmm.
She was like 4'8", just looked like a 13-year-old, had short, blonde hair, giant glasses. She came in and was asking me all these medical questions about my eyes, and she's wearing like normal clothes too. Mm-hmm. I'm like, who is like this 13-year-old girl just walked
like
in
the doctor's
and asked me
niece or something.
Yeah, exactly. So she does all the tests with me. She's really nice, and she goes, "Okay, well, we have the contacts here already for you that you need. I'm going to call in somebody, and they're going to take you through like testing, so I can verify that you can leave with these." I was like, it's like a test for a car to see if I can put these in or not before they give them to me. So I go in this back room they have. And this lady comes in and she sits me down with a mirror and stuff. She's like, "All right, now you're going to open your eye and put this thing on your finger and just shove it in there." She's like, "Apply pressure. It's going to be harder than you think." And every time I did it wrong, she was like, "No, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong." And then I'd apologize. She'd be like, "Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine." And it was that over and over again. Every time I'd like touch my eyelid or something, "No, that's wrong. You're not doing it right." And then the next second, she'd be so nice. So, just throwing some weird vibes out there.
Interesting.
I don't like that.
Yeah, she was nice.
It can make you uneasy.
She was nice, I guess. Overall, I guess she was nice, but I was so scared to mess up because she just jumped down my throat the second I did something wrong. And then she did it for me. She held my eyes open and just like shoved this in my
Listen, let me do it.
Twitching and stuff. She's like, "I'll put them in for you, then you take them out." So she said that since the main thing is teaching yourself to not blink, and it's so hard.
I bet,
because just instinctively, if you're like blinking like crazy when you're shoving your finger in your eye.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you get used to it because my wife wears contacts too, and last night when I got back with them, I was taking them out and she was showing me her little tricks that she knows and stuff from having them for so long, and it takes her like 2 seconds. She just like shoves her hand in there, just grabs them. She's like, sometimes it like goes in your eyelids. So you have to like dig it out from under there. And I'm just like, so I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But I'm getting some glasses as well they have this special film or something to allow you to look at screens for long periods of time without getting tired or your eyes getting tired. Because I have a big problem with that. Is if I look at my phone or a screen for too long, that my eyes get fatigued.
Were you getting those gaming glasses?
Yeah, like
what are those
kind of. The only person I ever see wear them is like that typical gamer guy. Those giant yellow glasses help you pull off no scopes really good,
dude.
Yeah, COD gaming glasses.
Yeah,
pretty badass.
Is that what they're called?
Glasses.
There used to be Call of Duty gaming glasses. Wow. I'm pretty sure it was like improve your no scopes with these yellow glasses.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no clue what they do.
Should probably invest.
It's a brilliant idea.
But
yeah, it is.
Yeah, for sure. But I'll get those relatively soon, and I'll probably just wear those when I play games, and I'll wear these when I'm just roaming the streets like I do.
Great.
So are you a big fan of glasses? Is that why you opted for contacts?
I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind glasses.
Okay.
I would just rather wear contacts kind of during the day. I feel like glasses would be a hindrance during work. I feel like.
Yeah.
Probably. Sometimes I have to do dumb stuff at work, and I could see them falling off and stuff.
You're doing flips.
Yeah, I do several front flips, handsprings, and tumbles at work. So that would be wearing glasses.
The airborne tumbles too, where you fly up in the air and do flips.
Yeah,
like trying to make
a lot of acrobatic stuff at work. So
they throw you up in the air and you do like 3 backflips and you clip a wire and you fall back down and they capture you.
Exactly. That's how the speakers in the churches get up there. We get on a trampoline and holding these speakers, just throw them in the air and hope they stick to something while we're doing flips.
So it's 45-7.
Oh yeah. Go dogs.
Go dogs.
Yeah.
Go dwags.
Yeah, go dwags.
We're missing the game, but we're with the dogs in our hearts. I would assume all 3 of us are, except Jacob. Jacob can't pull for him.
I like him.
He's left the dogs. He's a Falcons.
I like
exclusive Falcons fan now.
And I like the state of Georgia.
I like the state of Georgia.
And I like them combined together in the red and black, white colors.
As do I, Jacob.
All right, brother.
All right, brother.
Right.
Yeah, you see all the great teams in the city have some sort of red in their colors, with the exception of one, which is Georgia Tech. Originally, the Thrashers, I guess the Thrashers had like crimson red in their logo, so that kind of counts.
Yeah.
Mostly blue, but crimson red. Because we have Atlanta Falcons, Georgia Bulldogs, Atlanta Hawks, I already said Falcons, Atlanta United.
That's right.
All have some red in there. Great team names as well. So
they're K.
Is United good?
They're pretty good.
They're very good.
Yeah. I've yet to go to a game. I'd like to go to at least one game.
I would too. I don't know when the playoffs start, but they're in. So
okay,
great.
Jacob, do you want to go to this concert with me, Garrett?
Well, tell me about this concert.
He doesn't want to. I already told him about it.
Okay.
We'll bring it up again, though, if you'd like to hear about it.
I asked you to tell me about it.
Okay, it's Devil Wears Prada and Veil of Maya. I think there's one other band opening for them both.
I've never listened to Veil of Maya.
Veil of Maya is my second, and by second, I mean literally, like, Devil Wears Prada is here for me, and Veil of Maya is, like, right here for me.
It's grazing their undercarriage.
Verging right there.
Is that the same for you?
Devil Wears Prada is not my favorite band, but Veil of Maya...
No, I mean, like, your favorite band's the Ghost Inside.
Yeah,
correct?
Veil of Maya is close to Ghost Inside for sure.
Yeah,
They're essentially right under Ghost Inside.
So what you're saying is you guys really like this band?
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah,
they're very good.
Especially their new stuff.
Yeah.
Their new stuff is right up our alley for sure. So you've heard them before?
I probably have, just riding in the cars of you guys, but I don't know. Maybe I'll give them a shot this week.
Have you been to
I'll make it a goal of mine this week to listen to them.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm shaking the table.
I feel like you would like them, Jacob.
You think so?
I think so.
Who are they like, if you could compare them to someone? I know some bands don't sound like anyone, but...
Musically, they're kind of in a league of their own. They're very technical compared to other metal bands.
Yeah.
Technical.
Also melodic.
Like
they're
just very complicated metal. It's not like... They change time signatures and everything.
Are there a lot of different instruments going on, or
I think
they're a
just
4-piece.
Yeah,
they got one bass player who's absolutely nuts.
Yeah,
he has a 7-string bass. And it's crazy.
He has bass solos.
So good.
Really? Bass solos are awesome.
They are.
He's great. He's like doing sweeps on the bass. He's awesome.
So it's a guitarist, a drummer, a bass, and
vocalist.
Yeah, vocalist.
Yep, that's it. 4-piece.
Okay,
they're really awesome.
Yeah, I'll listen to them.
Check out their newest album, Matriarch. You know those 2 giant banners in my room for Veil of Maya? It's all for that album. It's great. That's the one that got me.
Yep.
I went back to their previous stuff and I really like it too, but their Matriarch album is freaking awesome. New album comes out October 20th.
Wow.
They've released 2 singles and so far it's fantastic.
Okay.
So I think you need to give them a try.
I got some catching up to do.
And they'll be here on what day again? I keep forgetting that. Is the 16th?
It's not today. If today's Monday, it's next Monday.
Cool.
So the 17th?
A week from when this podcast goes live, a week from today.
Yes.
Cool.
Very excited. They got an exclusive shirt there. I'm going to snag it.
I didn't know that. That's
exciting. Is it the tour shirt or is it?
I don't know. I don't think so. It's just a shirt with like the album cover face on it or whatever.
Ooh.
So, gotta pick it up. Even if it was just a turd that said Veil of Maya, if it's exclusive to the show, I'm probably gonna buy it. So throw exclusive on anything and you have my money.
Absolutely.
If I relatively like anything and it's exclusive, I'm probably gonna buy it. So they know how to get me. Yeah, unless it's on Xbox. That is for damn sure. You know me too well, don't you?
Yeah, not fanboys.
Yeah, hashtag not fanboys. Never forget it.
I'm a fanboy and I have the PC Master Race. All you console peons need to get with it.
You're the betrayer.
I still think back to when I I purchased all my parts, and then you guys quickly followed behind. Was I just like the igniter to the flame?
Yeah, you were.
Because all of us have wanted
that
PC.
spark was always there, but you're the one who lit the match.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was looking into the PC I built.
I know you were going to buy one, then you didn't.
Yeah,
a couple times actually.
Yes.
So
several times, mainly just gaming laptops because I was traveling so much. Glad I didn't do that because actually now that I know what I'm talking about for the most part with parts, I went and looked back at some laptops that I had saved in Amazon and they are straight trash. So I'm really glad I didn't pull the trigger on those. So I'm talking like gaming laptops like $500-$600 that I thought would be able to do things. I mean, they can do some things, but definitely not what I wanted them to do. But yeah, I mean, I essentially built the PC that I just built a while ago, like a month or two ago, just for fun, not thinking that I was actually going to build it due to
just to see the ballpark.
Yeah, just to see how much it is and stuff. And upon seeing that, I was like, oh shit, that's kind of expensive. But then yeah. But then
it kept calling to you.
It kept calling to me. And yeah. So it happened.
What's the plan with your old rig now? Like what's
I gave it to Lizzie.
Oh, you gave it to her.
Yeah, we have an office. Okay. And she's constantly on the computer, so I'm like, might as well just.
So now it's a work computer,
fastest shit computer. Like it's, I mean, doing especially everything she wants, just using Microsoft Word and typing and stuff. It's more than comparable for that. So just throw it in there.
Maybe you can convince her to play a game. Who knows?
Maybe. I know that's what's funny is like a very competent rig that can play anything. 1080p. Just like here, use it for Microsoft Word. Go for it. I did take the hard drive out of it and put it into mine, just because I already had all my games downloaded on it. So the only other thing that I'm probably going to do is just buy another like 4 or 5 terabyte hard drive and just throw it in there at some point. So who knows? Maybe a couple of years later, I might throw in another 1080 Ti and SLI and maybe put in like a liquid cool everything, do a loop or whatever. That'd be fun to try and do a little loop-de-loop. I've seen some videos of people doing that, and that just looks horrifying.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that.
I haven't.
Dude, once you get everything together, you just have to put water in it, and if there's any like areas that aren't fully tightened down, water can come out. So you put like paper towels on everything. It's like, let's just have this multi-$1,000 PC and just pour water all into it, or the whatever they use to cool it.
I couldn't imagine like seeing a YouTube video of someone fucking up.
Oh, I'm sure there are. I haven't even looked. Everybody I've seen do it knows what they're doing.
It's such a cringe.
So, oh my gosh. But you can like put coloring in it to make it red and stuff. Oh, it looks so cool.
Let's put some food coloring in there.
But if I bought any more PC parts,
in there, dude.
I think my wife would literally murder me. So I think I'm good. I don't need it. I guess I can play everything I could ever want at much higher resolution than I need right now. So I'm fine right now. That's way on down the line. So
great.
Anyways, yeah. That's really all I have to say about that. And that's pretty much everything I played this week. Oh, Stardew Valley. This is good. Played a few hours. Don't have a ton to say, but I did plant some turnips.
Okay.
Turnips.
I think they're turnips. I'm pretty sure they're turnips. And I sold them for a decent profit. My quest right now is to make a scarecrow, but I haven't found any coal yet. I guess the coal's for the eyeballs.
Okay.
So I'm looking for coal. I'm assuming I have to mine to get it in a cave somewhere of some sort. I know I've seen videos of people playing in caves.
You leave your farm in Stardew Valley?
Do you leave your farm? Oh, yeah. There's
like a town and everything.
There's tons
you can get lost in the woods.
Farming simulator.
Oh, yeah. No, there's actually like a journal you have with quests to do, which I love that. I was kind of scared that it was going to just throw you in the world and say farm, figure it out, but there is like a quest log that you follow that keeps you on a path, somewhat. So I like that. So far, I'm digging it. I was playing it on my TV,
literally,
and I liked it a lot. And I played it in handheld mode as I was watching something, like the background, and that's when it clicked. That game is made for moments like that. Don't have to be completely...
It'll be there for me tonight when I'm sitting there doing nothing at work.
Oh, yeah. That game is perfect for the Switch. That's what I've been waiting. I was either waiting for it to come to Vita or Switch. I don't think it ever came to Vita. I'm pretty sure.
It did.
I don't think it did.
Okay.
I was waiting for either of those two. So here we are. I'm loving it so far.
Excellent.
That's all I have to say about that.
Speaking of new games on the Switch, I have been this close to buying Golf Story.
Dude.
I think it looks awesome.
Same here. I think it looks freaking great.
I'm just waiting for my Destiny phase to kind of cool down a little bit. I think it's going to happen over the next week or so. I'm going to probably jump into that.
You know who would absolutely love that game to death?
What do you think?
Jay.
Golf Story?
Yes. Is he a golfer?
Oh, yeah, he's a big golfer. Loves RPGs. Mm-hmm. Like, this is your game. Why haven't you bought this yet? Yeah. And he said he's been looking at it. It's like, there's no need to look. This is your game.
Did you guys ever...
This is for you.
You guys had Game Boy Colors, right?
Yes.
Did you ever play Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color?
Not on the Game Boy.
Because this game reminds me a lot of that. Also, Mario Tennis. Did you play Mario Tennis?
I played that on Nintendo 64.
I think it was a different version.
I played Toadstool Tour on the GameCube.
Okay.
I remember I hit a hole-in-one and I freaked out.
Yeah. Well, anyways, my point is those games, like, they had stories in them. And, like, there was kind of like a progression. It wasn't like an RPG per se. Like, you weren't upgrading yourself. Mm-hmm. But you were, like, getting better things and stuff. But it reminds me a lot of those games. That's why I'm really excited for it. I don't know. I've never played a Golf Story, literally. Like, it would be interesting to try, I guess.
Yeah,
and all the reviews I've seen have been pretty positive.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know when I'd play it, but I definitely want to play it for sure.
I've just been itching to play my Switch again. Like, I need to get back to Zelda too. I just need to stop playing Destiny.
Every time I take the Switch out of its dock, I just tell myself that this thing is so cool. Mm-hmm. I love it so much.
So I just realized I spilled coffee on the floor.
Right now?
Yeah, so you guys do your thing. I'm going to go get something, clean that up real quick.
Okay.
That's all for me for now. I'll be back. I'm going to crawl under the table.
Okay. Right through the coffee. Yeah.
All right, have fun.
I will.
Jacob, so what else is there? Because we were about to jump into the news, so we got to come up with something.
Well, I can talk about more of what I did this week, I guess.
Oh, did you even say what you were doing? Okay. My bad.
So I didn't do much, to be honest. Played a little more Destiny, like I said. Kind of getting to that point where I'm just running out of things to do.
You teased a rant.
I did. I guess I can go into that. I mean, Garrett's not here, but it's fine. And the dogs are barking.
Yeah, it's fine. Just
I'm kind of at the point where I'm kind of a little just annoyed with Destiny right now. Because I was going into Destiny 2 expecting everything to be improved on every level. In a lot of ways it is. Like the patrols, the worlds, the things you can do in the worlds, it's much more expanded.
Story missions.
Right. The story overall in general is just much better. You can't even access the stories except for 3 a week, which is a weird choice. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it seems like they took a lot of steps back in Destiny 2 that, I don't know, that Destiny 1 did a lot better. For example, the in-game activities. Yeah, they reset every week, but there's no real reason to keep playing. Like, once you get to 305, like, there's no way to go do something to go earn extra cosmetic rewards. There's nothing to chase. You pretty much get everything through these tokens, right? And I don't know, I feel like everything being this token system is not very exciting. You understand that, Preston? You get that?
I do understand that, but I kind of like the token system.
So you like the token system overall?
I do, because once the raid's over, if you didn't get what you wanted, I like having that like extra chance of getting stuff I wanted.
I got you.
Because that's just so heartbreaking, especially for somebody that only has really one character that I can raid with. Right. I don't have multiple characters of the same class that when I go through a raid for that week and I don't get what I want, back on D1, I would just have to wait until next week.
Yeah. So
it is cool to go back to the tower and have another chance or two to get something else. And that has benefited me because I got my Warlock chest plate from the vendor. So
yeah, that's cool. I think what I'm trying to say is more just, it makes everything seem more shallow. Because everything is revolved around just turning in these tokens. Like for example, all the vendors, there's just like tokens. Like you just turn in tokens to them. They don't have gear. They don't have anything. There's bland slates. Like you see their character model. and you see like the little icon up top where you can view like all the faction gear and whatnot. But there's just all the screens are so blank. Like it makes it feel a little barren to me.
Would you rather it let you trade the tokens for specific pieces of gear?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like that too.
I guess. I mean, I don't really know. I just like. I liked it when things were dropping off things more.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I'm not a huge fan of this whole reputation thing. Another thing is there's a lot of loose ends, like in terms of story. I've always loved the Destiny story. I specifically watch this YouTuber just because I learned more about the Destiny story, and it's really cool. But what's up, Garrett?
I'm back.
How'd it go?
I got the stain up. It's all gone.
Gotcha.
And it was a massive stain. Yeah, it smelled good. It was dark roast.
I smell it now.
Yeah, it's mixed in with the pee-pee spray that I use to clean up pee-pee stains from myself and my animals. Oh. If I'm playing a spooky game, I leak a little bit, so I got to have that on hand.
I got you.
Another thing in Destiny 2 that's annoying me.
How do you feel about people saying, now you may not be in this camp, I'm kind of in this camp. In my situation, I like the fact that once I get all my weekly activities done, unless I'm playing with you guys, which we never do, but if I'm playing with you guys, I'm like, hey, let's just play some Crucible for fun, which I really don't have any desire to do if I'm not earning something. But once I complete all my weekly objectives, I'm like, cool, I've done all my ranking up for this week. I can move on to other things I have to play. And then when the week resets, I can jump back in and have fun for a couple of days.
That's fine. But there's not really the content there for the people that just want to play Destiny all the time.
I get that.
Because, besides everything that just drops RNG based, there's far few less exotic quests than there were in Taken King. Like, why is that? Luke Smith directed both the Taken King and this game, so why did he choose to leave that kind of stuff out? I just feel like there's less secrets in the worlds too. Like in the Dreadnought, there were tons of like mysteries to find out and stuff like that. Arguably, it was a smaller space, so they kind of, I don't know, maybe they chose to put that kind of stuff in there to make up for not having as big of a world like Destiny 2. I don't know, but it's just small things like this. I feel like there's things that, especially in the Taken King, that things were much better than they are now. And it makes the game feel a little shallow in the in-game content. That's just my 2 cents, though.
So when are you going to trade it back in?
Oh, I'm never going to trade it back in. I've almost got my Hunter's level 20 now. I need to just unlock that last subclass and all. Mm-hmm. The only trophy I'll have left is the Prestige, Nightfall, and Raid. So
when you do that,
we'll have to do that together. I've heard this week it's tough, though. So maybe next week.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. As a casual / hardcore-ish Destiny player, like I'm not obsessed with it, but I'm almost max level. I've done the raid twice, but I don't consistently play on a day-to-day basis. I don't really have any problems with anything that you said, but then again, you're way more hardcore about it than I am. I like getting my gear, and I liked being able to level up as fast as I have been able to. And the things that you're talking about, I haven't really thought about it or missed them because
I think I've always just wanted a little more out of this than everyone else does. I don't know. I'm still like holding on to that idea that they could become more like WoW or something, or just become more of an RPG, and I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Yeah, I think this was the game to do that in, and I think they've kind of sent a message that
it'll never be that. It almost seems like, I think I've almost flat out seen them say like it's not intended to be like a full-on MMO.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe someday
there's so many qualities about it that are.
Maybe another developer one day will
take Destiny as an idea and expand.
What's the game that BioWare is making?
Oh, Anthem.
Yeah.
Maybe Anthem goes down the road. I don't know.
Yeah. Seems like every. I think I was listening to Podcast Beyond, and they were saying how every publisher now is trying to get like a Destiny-like game with Ubisoft using the Division. It looks like EA's leap into this genre is going to be Anthem. I'm really pumped about Anthem, even though we've seen
hardly
just a
anything
smidge of it. It just looks so badass. I'm super excited about that.
And here's a spoiler for the end of Destiny 2, so skip ahead like 30 seconds if you don't want this spoiled. But the connection from the end of the story to the raid is abysmally bad. Like, how is anyone supposed to know that Callus is just coming in his ship? Like, it makes no connections to the story. All the raids prior have kind of connected to the end of the stories and all the expansions and whatnot. But this one's just random as hell. Like this giant ass ship that eats planets is just coming in.
That eats planets?
Yeah, I know that.
It eats worlds.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why it has that big mouth on it. Like we're going to the city on top of it.
Big mouth?
Yeah. That giant thing has a mouth and it eats worlds.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just go to the directory and look at it again. Okay. That like giant hole in it is, I think it's orange. Like it's there to.
I know nothing about the lore.
Yeah, see, like there's one adventure that you can do that kind of explains it a little more, but that's it.
You want to hear something crazy?
I figured the boss would be Gaul, like in Super Saiyan form or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like on the Traveler. Yeah, that'd be cool if there was like a traverse, like if the Traveler has like a labyrinth in it or something. Yeah. That'd be cool. Maybe I should write this.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I've talked about this too much though. I also played Project Octopath Traveler of the last week.
What'd you think?
I've only played the Dancer campaign so far, but I'm really enjoying it. I think it's so far I think it's unbelievable. I love the art style in the game. The music is fantastic. Do we know the release window of this game?
No. We don't even know the title of the game yet.
Yeah. People are like speculating that it's going to be a Final Fantasy game. Yeah. How would you feel about that?
We talked about that last week. Maybe you should listen.
Did you? Yeah. I didn't listen to the whole episode. I stopped like halfway through.
I get it.
I think you guys talked about it in the first half though.
Yeah, we did.
I guess.
I would like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it be 16?
No.
No?
No. They're not going to make 16 a Switch exclusive.
Final Fantasy, Project Octopath Traveler.
That's the thing. It's the same game. I don't care, but I've heard arguments saying that naming it Final Fantasy would get it more sales.
Yeah.
You know?
You have to imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know how I feel about the combat yet. I feel like it's okay.
Oh, that's what I love. I love saving up your boost points. Yeah. And just when you save it up.
Is 4 the most you can get?
Yeah. There might be like perks to get to 5.
I don't know if I'm getting the combat. Like, do you break the shields first and then you just keep attacking them when their shields are down? Or what's the best way to...
What I've done is I try and save my 4 times until their shields are down, just so you can do the most damage. So I'll just do a normal hit to try and get their shields down. Okay. Or if they have like 2 left, I'll do a 2 boost and get their shields down 2, and then the next time I'll unleash like a 4 on them.
Because when you knock the shield down, they can't attack, right?
Not the next turn.
Okay. No. So I don't know. Maybe if you have an AoE ability that can knock all their shields down, that would be beneficial to use.
Yeah, you can. Which you can do with I know what's his Ulber? You actually remembered his name last week, Garrett. Ulbrich. He has a sword fury attack, so if they're weak to sword, you can take both their shields down pretty easy. Mm-hmm. And the Dancer has that dark magic, multiple person attack. So yeah, taking down both their shields. I'm
kind of stuck on the last boss because I don't have any healing items.
Oh, the big dude?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, got to get some grapes.
Yeah, I need to go back to the town. Because I'm like at that last save point, and I have to keep sitting through that freaking dialogue.
Yeah, that's not the end.
It's not.
No.
Well, it takes like literally 5 minutes
to beat him,
to get through the dialogue before the fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I beat him my first try. So
see, you didn't have to experience it.
No,
it's not very well set up. But I've never had any healing graves, so I'm just getting screwed.
Oh, man.
5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
The end.
But yeah, besides that, I'm really enjoying the game.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Super excited to play it when it comes out. But let's move on with the show.
Probably should.
I think we're running out of time.
This is the ItsObviousGaming podcast. Sure, my 2 best friends and I get together every single week to discuss video games, obviously. You can find all of our content, including the video version of this podcast, over at youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming. If YouTube is not good for you, or you'd like to take us on the go, you can find this podcast weekly on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Audio Boom, and other podcasting services. I'm running out of breath today. Check the description down below for timestamps to skip throughout the podcast. Links to our social media pages, our Discord, PlayStation community, and other means to connect with us. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel down below and be sure to get involved with the community by liking and commenting. And talk to all our guys. I messed up that part. Shit.
Talk to all of our guys.
Yeah, subscribe and talk to our friends over at Discord and down in the comments below. We would very much appreciate that. But with all that out of the way, hey man, what's the news?
Guys, PUBG and Xbox are trying to remain in bed just a wee bit longer. I think they're going for round 2. You know, they've banged it out once. So like, how about we do this thing again? So I'm going to bring us up to
have
speed
they banged
here.
Yet?
They're getting there. I think they're building up to it, but they've already decided that they're going to go for round 2 after round 1.
We'll bang. Okay.
Yeah, we'll bang. Okay.
Oh.
We'll bang again. Okay. I almost killed our pumpkin.
Yeah. What's the pumpkin?
Our jack-o'-lantern.
Does that have a name?
Jack.
Oh, that's original.
Yeah, that's super original, dude.
You think of something better.
Hey, we're all 3 wearing hats. I just realized.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Congratulations.
I think one of the funniest comments I've ever seen was on a Ghost Inside live video where every single band member was wearing a snapback hat, and some guy was just like #snapback core, and I thought that was so funny. Snapback core, dude.
Yeah,
that is so funny.
That's hilarious.
If you had a snapback on, we'd be snapback core today.
Yeah, but
you're wearing the old ball cap.
You are too, aren't you?
This is ball cap. I mean,
think so.
I guess it's a little
one
bit.
of those, like one size fits all hats.
I can't. My head's too small for those.
It stretches.
I have a tiny head.
I like this hat.
Those have never fit my head either.
No.
You look nice in it, though.
You got to find the right size.
I know.
There's a size
you go
for
to
everyone,
Lids.
Garrett.
I think you're still employed at Lids, in case you didn't know. They're going to call you any day now. Yeah. They call you like 6 years later, like, hey, man, you're still on our staff. You mind coming in for Black Friday?
Is Lids still open? Because I went to North Point in Alpharetta, and that store is not there anymore.
Maybe not. I don't know. I've never purchased anything in Lids. I've just been in there. Every time I go in there, I'm like, I'm going to find a really good hat in here, and I never find one.
Gotcha.
So
let's get to the news.
Let's do it. This one comes from Sammy Barker of Push Square. He says, Sony's in discussions with Korean developer Bluehole to bring smash hit PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds to PlayStation 4. But Microsoft is also trying to delay that version of the game. In what is increasingly becoming a boardroom saga, you should already know that the Redmond firm has agreed to publish the Xbox One version of Battle Royale-inspired release, granting it a period of exclusivity. However, now Bloomberg is reporting that the company is trying to extend that window. Here's a quote from the article. Quote, Bluehole has agreed to produce the game for Microsoft first by the end of the year and is likely to give the company a longer period as the solo console. Said sources asking not to be identified because the matter is private. Games are typically offered exclusivity for about 3 months to encourage people to buy a particular console, so Xbox may have the game to itself until the middle of next year or longer. End quote. Now, I wonder how, once known as Bluehole, now I think it's PUBG Corporation or whatever, how they feel now that Fortnite is it's not taking over, but Fortnite is surprisingly popular on all 3 platforms. If they're thinking, man, Microsoft may be offering us a lot of money to keep it exclusive on Xbox a while longer, but should we just can that and move on to all consoles just to compete with Fortnite? I imagine that's what they're thinking. That's what I would be thinking. Yeah. Of course, I'm not a corporate bigwig. But if I was in a place where I was concerned about sales, it's the first thing that would be on my mind.
Yeah, I think I kind of look at it more on Microsoft's side, that this is a really big exclusive they could pick up.
Oh, yeah.
In a land where they really don't have that many exclusives. So if I were Microsoft, I would be throwing a lot of money at them to keep it on my console exclusively for as long as possible. But I can see Sony on the other end knowing how popular this game is and how it would do freaking gangbusters on PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
And they're probably, clamoring to get it over here as soon as possible. So Bluepoint or PUBG Incorporated is in a freaking amazing spot with these 2 massive, corporations just on their hands and knees, probably.
They're already
just
making
begging.
hand over fist.
Yeah,
on the PC.
I feel like either way they go.
13 million copies on PC, not even on console yet.
I think they're worried about money right now.
Yeah, but just to have be in talks with Sony and Microsoft, with both of them just probably begging for certain exclusivities and stuff. They're doing well for themselves.
Oh, yeah. I think they're going to be just fine either way.
I'm excited to see what develops from this. And also, if we see more titles come out that are Battle Royale, I assume we will.
I'd like to see just PUBG itself evolve as much as possible. Not that I even think it really needs that much evolution, but I almost like all the glitches that occur because I feel like it's part of its charm. So I almost hope they don't patch it too much.
It still pisses me off. I actually played the other day. And it's so hard to just jump over a fence. That's the main thing.
If they had a vault mechanic,
I know that's coming.
Is it
soon?
Okay.
Yeah, the Xbox One version that people played at Gamescom or whenever they were showing it off, they had the vault system implemented.
Nice.
So I know it's coming soon, but they need that ASAP. That's the one thing in that game that drives me crazy, is just not jumping over a freaking knee-high fence. It's so annoying.
You can vault in Destiny too.
Yes, you can.
You're right.
Does that make a game good? who's to say?
It made it better.
You could also vault in Halo 5, and I appreciated it. I was so used to
Halo 5 is a great game?
No, I was always used to crouch jumping in Halo before. It was a little tedious.
Crouch jumping?
It means like when you jump to a ledge and you're just underneath achieving it, if you can crouch in midair and you'll just land on the ledge perfectly.
No way.
Like an owl.
It's incredible.
But in Halo 5, they added a vault mechanic, so you could just reach the edge and it'd climb yourself up.
I enjoy vault mechanics.
As do I.
In these first-person games. The first one I remember... The first-person game I remember like noticing the vault mechanic was the first Dishonored.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because I remember seeing that, thinking it was really cool.
Absolutely.
This is incredibly random in terms of vaulting in a game, but there's a ability in Diablo 3 called Vault for the Demon Hunter.
I remember that.
And you just fucking vault. You twirl.
I know. It was like a dodge or something.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's always fun to just vault around.
Couldn't you like throw something out every time you dodged? Wasn't it like an add-on?
I think there's one that's like a trap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it was. I always left a spider trap by doing that or something. Or it was like a purple vortex.
Just bait them into your trap.
Yeah, good times.
Always fall for it.
Well, speaking of Battle Royale type game modes, Fortnite has reached 7 million players and beyond. This news comes courtesy of Mario Brash from COD Connected. He says, this is actually a quote from Epic Games, supplied by Mario Brash. It says, "Thanks to over 7 million of you who have played Fortnite, we want to keep the battle bus flying, so duos and supply drops are available now." Now, this news comes courtesy of Reese Puggett Chew of Nerd Much. We've heard, that says hard. I assume it means heard. We've heard that Epic has been banning thousands of players due to cheating. As incentive for players to keep from cheating, Epic Games will be adding progression rewards. So I had no idea people were cheating. I wonder if people were cheating when they killed me, when I felt like I was shooting them for 3 hours and they'd kill me somehow.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Could have been cheating for all I know. Now, they weren't specific on what the cheaters were doing, so I don't know. But 7 million players, that's not half bad. Granted, they are on all 3 platforms, so that kind of makes sense. But they're about halfway to PUBG.
How do you feel about this game?
It's cool. I like it. I still prefer, as far as Battle Royale is concerned, I still prefer PUBG over Fortnite. But Fortnite's Battle Royale is fun, and I've heard they've already made tweaks to certain weapons now. Like, for example, before you could shoot a pistol like a sniper and it'd kill someone from across the map. They've altered all the accuracies of the weapons now. Like, pistols will do significantly more damage at close range than they would at medium or long. Rifles now, like M16s and stuff, will do more damage at mid-range. And then, of course, snipers are most effective at long range, which is nice because I would kill people across the map with a pistol numerous times. Now, it was fun in the moment, but when I was killed that way, it would be frustrating. So it's solid. They keep making refinements every time I go back. Every few days or something that's been tweaked a bit, and it's nice. So it'll be interesting, I think, in the long run to see how Fortnite evolves in comparison to PUBG. But I don't really care about the controversy about that anymore. It's kind of whatever, but I do like Fortnite. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
So Andrew House is stepping down as president of Sony Interactive Entertainment.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
I was going to read this little blurb, but I think pretty much everyone's kind of heard about this right now. I don't really care that much. I just thought it was interesting how he's stepping down. I'm still going to be involved as a director and chairman.
I think that's to the end of the year.
And yeah. So he's not completely gone yet.
All these guys at Sony are just leaving.
Yeah, it's interesting. John Codera is taking over for House. So we'll see how that goes. Mm-hmm. He cancels all the exclusives.
He's like the online. I know he was just promoted. I heard like last year to the online infrastructure or something like that.
I bet I know what's happening here. I think Sony is forcing all these people out because these are the people that have been pressuring Sony to change PSN names. They're trying to force out these bad pupils so that this will just go away.
So that whole discussion will just vanish with them?
Yes.
I think you're on something.
Next is Shuhei.
Well, when Shuhei's gone, then I'll be really concerned.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully these people are just leaving on their own will and they want new opportunities. I assume that's.
I think it was the Games Daily I was listening to from Kind of Funny. Someone made a good point where maybe Andrew House feels like he's reached the peak of his career at Sony and thinks, I need to go on and do something else now. Like Sony's killing it. It's time to go elsewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
No,
I
haven't been in a position like that before, but if for me and I reached my peak, I wouldn't want to just leave and go somewhere else. I'd be like, I want to ride this out for at least a while longer.
Yeah.
So if you're rolling in it and you're successful, I might as well lather in it for a while before moving on.
Well, he has been.
Yeah, he's been there a while.
That's true. But I mean, even beyond that point, if it was good for me, dude, I'd stick around forever. That's just me, though.
Yeah.
You don't know how you would be in this situation.
That's what I said. Like, I don't know what I would be like, but thinking on it, I would assume that I would stick it out. Mm-hmm. But to each his own.
I wish him all the best.
As do I.
Not that
I'll miss him on
wishes.
stage. He had a nice stage presence.
He did.
Even at PS4 Pro, which is one of the most boring conferences I've ever seen, I still enjoyed his presence.
Yes.
Iron Banner starts on Tuesday. In fact, it starts this Tuesday, the 10th, at 2 a.m. Pacific time and ends on the 17th, a week later, at 2 a.m. Pacific time. What's different, Jacob? I mean, I have all the details here if you'd like me just to read it.
You can.
You prefer for me to do that?
Something dumb's different.
There's a few things that are different that are dumb. Let's talk about them. Well, the game type's control.
Yep.
But it says, what's different? Here are the bullet points. Combat will be between 2 teams of 4 players. Okay. I guess that's different from the first game,
Crucible,
obviously.
yeah.
Standard Crucible in Destiny 2. Your fighting abilities, not your power levels. Your fighting abilities will decide the outcome.
Standard Crucible.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's making people a little mad.
Yes. Bounties and ranks have been replaced with Iron Banner engrams. How can you compete? Complete the Destiny 2 campaign the only way to reach the tower. Visit Lord Saladhead, and the tower to begin the Iron Banner quest. Fight in the Iron Banner playlist with quick play modes and matchmaking. What's in it for you? Earn Iron Banner tokens in every match. Earn more if you win. Daily and season milestones to track your progress to glory, and claim brand new armor wrought in the forges of the Iron Lords.
So this is exactly what I'm talking about with everything being shallow.
Yeah.
Like, you see how shallow this event has become now? It's just another playlist.
It's pretty basic now.
Like, you're only playing this shit to get the gear.
It's just Crucible with different gear.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's literally
so dumb. This is the only thing that I've heard of. I mean, there are some things I don't really like. For instance, the main thing is the shader system. I'm still not the biggest fan of it, but it's whatever. But this is the first implementation of Destiny 2 where I'm kind of confused, like really, really confused, because what's the point? The entire point of Iron Banner was to use your gear level stuff.
And they took it out of the Trials of the Nine, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's no power that matters in Crucible.
That's so dumb.
Yeah.
It's like they're noobing it up or something.
Yeah.
It's like we want everyone to have fun and earn all the rewards.
Yeah, fuck that.
Everyone's getting all these clan packages for not doing the raid or trials or anything.
I know. I've leveled up so much from that.
At least they're like level 10.
Yeah.
Very.
It isn't like the
That's a
foot
bug.
still-
That's a bug.
Oh, it
They're
is?
supposed to be higher light level.
Really?
Are they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, I don't.
They patched it in this last Tuesday.
Okay, I've been
Really?
trashing all that stuff. I should probably hang on to
See,
it from
I
now on.
don't. I don't like.
You could have infused it.
That's true.
Some of those weapons are good.
I don't like people that haven't beaten the raid getting raid stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Must be the elitist in you.
I'm just saying. We went through hell to win the raid the first time. I almost broke a TV and like ripped my eyeballs out, and people are reaping the benefits of my labor.
I'm one of them.
And I think everyone got the sword that week after we completed it.
Yeah, like
I also got the sword, but I played with you guys that time.
Yes.
So
thank you.
I'm not totally guilty of this situation.
Why couldn't they have like made a new social space just for Iron Banner? Why couldn't we have had a little quest line or just something? I bet there won't be any cutscenes. Why couldn't we have gotten a cutscene?
That is one thing I can agree with you. When I see somebody having like a badass weapon or something, I know that it's fairly easy to get that weapon for the most part. I mean, the World Eater is a little bit of a pain in the butt to get, but for the most part,
I did the first part of that quest, or the step after the raid.
Okay.
I did that strike barely finished it in time.
And I guess you could say that in D1 because you still could get random drops, but there needs to be gear that is really, really hard to get that not everybody can get. Like, there should be gear that I shouldn't have because I'm not a hardcore player. You know, there needs to be something you see in the distance that you have to like really, really work hard for. There's really nothing like that in Destiny.
They've taken the grindy game and made it less grindy.
It's funny because I feel like the grind was a big complaint from players in the first one. And as soon as they dial it back, everyone's like, well, where's the grind? It's like they can't win.
It's just two different audiences.
I wasn't a big complainer about D1 about that.
I didn't really care either.
I didn't care. As a more casual player of D2, I don't really mind it as much because, like I just said, I'm able to play everything and have all the high level gear without putting a lot of time into it. But I can see that looking in as like a really hardcore Destiny player, that would kind of irritate me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a couple weapons, like you said, the World Eater, and even Rat King's a little tedious to pick up. A couple weapons in there that are a little grindier than others. I mean, it almost seems like they tried to strike a balance between the two. I mean, Jacob thinks it's pretty shallow. I mean, there are some points where I think it's a little grindier than others, and maybe the most hardcore players will pursue those items and gear,
like
pieces
getting
of gear.
Mida, one of the best weapons in the game, jump and kill 50
Yeah, that was
guys.
stupid. That was so dumb.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little more to it, yeah, but
but
that's one of the quest parts.
What I mean. It's
That was a
pretty-
massive waste of time.
Yeah.
You have to pick that quest up, go do it, then you have to go back to the farm or wherever you get the quest and turn it in to get the next part.
Yeah, way harder than I made it out to be. So, whatever.
At
Like I
least
said,
the Iron Banner gear looks really cool.
It does look cool. It's like samurai themed, all the pieces.
that is
It truly does look forged by the Iron Lords.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to wield that
Iron
armor.
Lord.
I don't think I'm probably going to participate. Unless you
This
guys
is
are on,
plural,
maybe
Jacob.
I
It says Iron Lords. That's from Bungie.
I guess there are
themselves.
technically 2 left.
Yeah.
So I guess
Lord Saladhead and that lady, right?
That Lady Aphrodite.
We're technically Iron Lords from Destiny.
And
1.
we're also Iron Lords.
Yeah, so
I doubt
plural.
any of us crafted the gear though.
No. It does look cool, though.
I
So
never became an Iron Lord.
You didn't.
No, you're
Preston's
not an Iron Lord, then. You're just
How
a
did you do
stupid
that?
warlock with
You just had
glowy
to
Rise
boots.
of Iron.
You just had to beat the campaign?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It was
cool.
like 4 missions.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And then
Iron.
That was the
Okay.
Siva, correct?
Then beat Axel.
Axis.
Axis.
Axel. It's from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Was Axis the fallen captain guy? The big fallen guy? Or was that the big ogre? What was the ogre's name again? The Wretched Eye strike. That's what it was. Remember that strike? You
Yeah.
fight the ogre at the end?
I'm talking about the raid though.
Okay, I never did the raid.
Axis is a big fallen spider tank.
Big Spider-Man.
I've seen the pictures of him.
That was a fun boss.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm still gonna play Iron Banner. I complain about all this, and I'm still gonna be playing it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be there with you. So that'll be a good stream. We should stream some Iron Banner one night.
Yeah, be a nice casual PvP stream.
I agree.
Casual.
I can
now.
dig that. I ship that.
Okay. You guys want to talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2?
Yes,
Yeah, sure.
Cool, man.
I don't have to talk at all.
All right.
All right,
Preston,
bye.
let's hear it.
I really like this game. I like it way more than I thought I was going to. Upon starting it up, I haven't really looked into a lot for this game. I know you played it at E3, so I heard from you a little bit. I watched some gameplay videos, but I didn't realize that every class could bring something different to a match in terms of when you're the officer,
Mhm.
you can kind of do the Lucio thing where you speed everybody up.
Speed boost.
Yeah, and you even throw your hand in the air and everything. So you can get a little speed boost, which that was very helpful when you played Strike and the team was trying to transport the item out of Maz's castle or whatever the heck it's called.
I love how that castle's modeled exactly after the one in the
Yeah.
movie.
It looks really cool.
It does.
Oh yeah, well I went there in Lego Star Wars Force Awakens.
I bet it looks even better in that game.
Yeah, it's out of this world, literally.
Yeah, it
It's in the Lego
literally
world.
is.
That's really cool. I'm a big fan of the heavy gunner guy. You can deploy a shield in front of you. You can activate this chain gun thing that puts a circle around you. I'm not really sure what it does to people standing in it. Do you know what it does?
I didn't read too heavily into it.
I know it does something because I've stood in it before.
It's
and
deadly at range, though.
Yeah.
Any range, it's deadly.
for sure. I really like playing as the specialist. The sniper's super fun to shoot. The first one you initially start out with, it's like a 3-shot kill. So that's fun. I've seen a lot of people doing this, so I tried it as well. People say it's overpowered, but I really don't see it that much. But you can switch out your grenade for a Stinger pistol, and it looks like the alien blaster from Fallout, and I've enjoyed using that quite a bit. It's cool pistol. They have an ability to where you can pull up binoculars and actually see enemies through walls, so your teammates can see them.
Right.
So pretty much it's when we said that Battlefront was going to be like Battlefield, and it kind of wasn't. This is way more a la Battlefield with all the classes benefiting each other and stuff. So that surprised me because I'm sure that's been known knowledge for a long time, but I didn't look into it. So that surprised me when I played it for the first time. It looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It plays very well in terms of the performance. I had a few crashes. I did notice I actually found a bug that I probably should, since I'm in the beta, I should report it. But if you press tab to check the team score when the match is over, where the camera's like zooming out, you can crash the game just by checking the score.
Really?
Yeah. So hopefully they know about that, because I'm sure I'm not the only person that's found that yet.
And this is on PC.
Yeah, on PC. What else? Everything looks great. I really like the new way you can get your heroes.
Yes.
There's no coins. You actually have to earn them, and you have to do good to get a hero. Mm-hmm. You have to get a decent amount of points. I think when I played a majority of my time was playing the Galactic. What was it called?
It's like a Galactic Assault, I believe.
Yeah, which is pretty much. You haven't played it, right?
Yeah.
It's like a story mission kind of.
It's kind of like Conquest and not Conquest. What's that mode in Battlefield called? That's like Conquest, but there's like a story mode attached.
You mean Battlefront?
Battlefield
1.
Talking about
what's that mode called? It's like on the tip of my tongue.
You have different
War?
Objectives.
Is it called War?
Is that Call of Duty?
No, that's Call of Duty.
I know what you're talking about because I played it.
Yeah,
I played
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's an objective. Once you complete that objective, it changes and the map goes further and further.
Mm-hmm. And you're on Naboo playing clones versus
I know you're
droids.
I was trying to think of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first stage, if you're playing for the droids, you are protecting this giant tank thingy while the clone troopers are trying to destroy it with these ion blasters.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to get this big tank thing to the castle or whatever.
It's like the big palace in Naboo, I think, where Princess Amidala hangs out, if I'm not mistaken.
Once you get there, you like blow the front down, and then you have to go disarm the security system. Then once you do that, you have to take the throne room, and it's 20 on 20, and it feels like you're in the freaking movie.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
awesome.
It is so freaking cool. It feels a little bit unbalanced because for the most part, the defenders win like 90% of the time because it's so easy.
Especially in that when you're in the palace defending down those stairs in the throne room, that is so easy to defend.
Even
when you have the high ground.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have the high ground.
It is pretty. I don't even know what you would do to balance it, but especially when they're trying to disarm the security systems, there's really only 3 ways to get into the palace. And
it's dead center, right or left.
Yeah.
And it's
if
so
you
predictable.
set up, especially if you're a heavy dude, you are not getting in there.
I'm imagining like in the first A New Hope when they're just holding off all the Empire from entering the ship. They're just sitting on that hallway waiting for the door to open.
Essentially what it's like.
Yeah. But what kind of can turn the tide are these heroes, because the second Darth Maul comes flying in there, it is scary as hell, and everybody is just running away like cowards. So that's where the heroes are essential. You have to have them to win and to defend, because you can take Darth Maul down, but it's way easier if you have like Rey or
what heroes are available
as of now. If you're with the clone troopers, you have Rey and Han Solo and Chewbacca, I believe, and then there's some throwaway guys like a rocket trooper or a dude with like a flamethrower, I think. And when you're on the droids, you have those silver droids with like the arm rockets, and you can play as Boba Fett or Darth Maul. So this is kind of a complaint, but I really don't care. I've seen more people complain about this. Yeah, that's
like the mixing of the heroes across eras.
That you're in a prequel mission, but you're
using
playing as Rey.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that's a big deal.
It's not a.
You know what I wish they would do? I don't know why they won't do this. I wish in the prequel era you can play as young Obi-Wan or Darth Maul. Or even
that's more work.
Let's say Princess Amidala is one of the heroes. She has like a little blaster pistol, or young Obi-Wan, and then the other side it's not Boba
young
Fett.
Obi-Wan.
It could be Jango Fett and Darth Maul, and they like have the same mechanics as the future heroes. Like Han Solo kind of plays like Princess Amidala, and then
what about young Anakin?
I mean that'd be cool too. I'd be down for that.
I mean,
so drive as a pod racer around.
In the full game, can you have access to any character? Because I'm not sure. I need to look into this. But does every character have different abilities?
You mean the main character classes or the heroes?
The heroes. Does Rey have different abilities than Luke Skywalker?
I'm sure they should.
That's a good question.
Because I know you can customize each character, even the heroes, with different star cards and stuff, which leads me to believe that they're different.
I assume they would differentiate them a little bit.
So if that's the case, are they going to allow you to pick any hero?
Maybe that's what it's looking like right
customize?
now. I kind of wish they stuck to each era. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. But
now, if it was a palette swap, where if Luke Skywalker plays the exact same as Rey, then just in this time period, you can't play as Rey. That is just how it is. You just play as Luke, but they play the same.
Right.
So, but if they are truly different characters, then I would be more on board with having Rey playable in different eras, because she's a different character. She has different abilities, and you just like her, so you customize her, do the star cards, if that makes sense. But that's the only thing that I was kind of about. But when you're playing it, it's so fun. You just really don't think about it. It's just pretty cool and funny at the same time, seeing Rey and Darth Maul running at each other with clones, troopers, and stuff. So, man, what else is there to say?
It's free this weekend, right?
Yeah,
it is.
Okay.
It's we were talking about how it's pretty easy to do good.
It is. It's if you're even semi-decent in a first-person shooter, you will be ungodly in Battlefront.
Yeah, and
godly.
I do good.
Godly, I should say.
I do good, but I'm never in the MVP. I look at the thing. I think it's, like you said, it's so easy to do good that everybody's doing better than me. I might fare better on PS4 just because, I'm used to shooting with a controller, and I'm still, getting the hang of PC shooting and stuff. So that might be a reason why I can't get to MVP status yet. But even with me being a complete noob at PC stuff, I can still go positive fairly, every single match and stuff. So.
This is just a multiplayer beta, correct?
There's a couple not campaign missions, but from Battlefront 1, the wave. I haven't tried them. I don't know if it's a wave based thing, but I know it's similar to those kinds of modes.
I know that there is a single player cinematic you can watch on the campaign. You can, because I saw a campaign option, so I clicked on it. I was like, "Holy crap, are we gonna play a mission?"
Is it the one where the guy's talking to
this is the one we've all seen.
Nice.
But that's pretty much all I have to say. I really like it. I had way more fun than I thought I was going to have, and I'm way more hyped about this game than I have ever been.
Is it a day one buy now?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
I know I'm gonna want to. I know it comes out practically a month before Last Jedi, but I know after I see Last Jedi, I'm gonna want to play that game for hours.
Yeah.
So especially with the Last Jedi DLC that's coming out for it.
It's so much more in depth than Battlefield 1. Holy crap, there's weapon customizing. I'm assuming there's more weapons than we're seeing in the beta, because as of now there's just 2 choices between the classes, but I can imagine there's probably way more. At least I hope so. And
we'll see.
The second one that you can use, there are 3 different attachments that you can add or craft or something to make it better. I haven't really looked into that side of it so much. I've only played for 3 or 4 hours.
Weapon camos, bro?
You ever heard of Red Tiger, dude?
Yeah.
Coming straight to Battlefront 2, man.
As far as I know, I don't know. Oh, have you seen when a grenade goes off, you get dirt on your gun? It's so cool. And when you die, you have dirt all over your armor and
Another
stuff.
thing's cool too. I love this effect. Just like from the movies, when your guy gets shot, you can really tell in Stormtroopers because their armor's white. You can see that black molten hole that's created when they shoot you. It looks awesome.
Wow.
I will say in Naboo, the leaves that are just constantly blowing around. It looks so cool.
It does. Yeah, visually, I pretty much echo everything you've already said, but visually, of course, it looks gorgeous. But one of the most immersive parts in any DICE game, especially, is just the audio, especially wearing a good headset, dude. Holy crap, the audio is so good. Just the impact of the grenades and even the gunshots. When you die, you just have this thud and this impact. That's this sound that sounds so good. You just feel like you're doing all this impact. Is very satisfying when you get that sound effect when you kill someone. And I've had so many cool moments, especially when I'm playing, I think it's Defense, where we were in Maz's castle and someone had killed one of the First Order troopers that was carrying the device they're trying. I think it's the box with the lightsaber in it. They drop it, and we're in this narrow hallway, and there's all these holes in these walls. It's First Order troopers.
So you're literally playing in that hallway that she walks down.
Oh yeah, you can go through the entire castle. You can even go in the basement and everything. But this is just one of many moments that have been cool. But I was playing on the Resistance, and I was playing defense. Well, I was playing as a heavy as well. So far, that's my favorite class because it's just the most deadly I've found so far. But maybe they'll tweak it a little bit. I don't know. But what I did was I went, because you have to kind of like returning a flag and capture stuff. You have to sit on the device for a while before it returns. So I'm sitting there with a couple teammates behind me, and all of a sudden 3 or 4 guys pile in. So I pop my shield and I'm crouched, because if you're standing up with your shield, they can just shoot you in the legs and it'll kill you. So I'm crouched with my shield, and it makes that noise. The Gungans have those bubble shields. Yep. The noise that they make when I don't know what you call them, laser beams, I guess, are bouncing off of it.
Shots.
Yeah, it makes that sound effect when your shield's getting hit. And I can also shoot my heavy machine gun at the same time. It's not as accurate, but it just feels so cool. And all these blaster shots are bouncing off my shield and just mowing down these guys in the hallway. Yeah, it's so cool. Moments like that where you like mow down everyone in the hallway because my shield was there. And then, like Preston said, the chain gun. There's a couple times where there was another, like the opening where Han Solo and Rey and John Boyega go through when they first arrive, and that red droid walks past them. That whole section is there, and I come around that corner because the device was right in the doorway of that entrance. So I pop my chain gun, like my super essentially for that class, and I come around the corner. There's like 6 guys. I just unload on all of them with that thing and just kill all of them. It was great.
See, this is cool because like this game's literally like world building for the whole Star Wars universe, because we only saw parts of Maz's castle in the movie. Yeah,
you can get all in there. It's awesome. I even like walked right past the table. They have that conversation with Han Solo and Rey and John Boyega. So
yeah, that's cool. And are there 2 maps in the beta? Is it the one on Naboo and this one?
I believe so. And then there's also the Starfighter mode, which I haven't played yet. I believe it's in space.
I picked a spaceship once on Naboo and immediately flew into the ground. So I was like, all right, I've had enough of that.
Is it like inverted or something?
I don't, especially on PC. I was like, what the hell is going on here? So
I've never been good at flying like planes and helicopters and stuff in the Battlefront games.
I still wish it was like the original Battlefront where you can see the ship and you run up to it and get into it. I just like that. I mean, I guess it's still cool. You spawn in a ship, kind of like how Battlefield.
It
is
wouldn't
now.
make too much sense on like Naboo,
because you'd have to like go to a hangar and find and stuff. I just still liked that though.
I'm definitely excited. There's actually space battles now. That was something that was really missing.
I'm still waiting for the day. I'd love a space map where, kind of like in Battlefront 1 or 2, I believe the original Battlefront 1 or 2, there's a capture the flag mode and 2 starships, and you have to fly across to get the flag, and you'd also have ground battles inside. It was
Why
awesome.
isn't that in there? Jeez. You need to land and fight on the starships. That'd be
so cool, especially if you're playing as clones. And you can remember in Battlefront 2, the original, you could all, like 5 or 6 of you could pile into one of those clone ships and fly to a different area and all hop out together. That was so cool. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. But even on top of Maz's castle, there's like this bridge you can walk across, and you can just shoot down on the First Order troopers. It's cool.
It's awesome.
So moments like that have been great.
So you get to play as the droids, you get to play as stormtroopers. Wait, who do you play as on Naboo? It's the droids and
the clone troopers.
Okay. Oh yeah, clone troopers.
And then of course Maz's castle is for Resistance and First Order. And one cool moment
what does the Resistance look like?
They look similar to the Rebel Alliance, but they're in like brown and tan. Their armor, I guess, looks in the Star Wars world, I guess, a little advanced.
I know I've seen the movie. It's just been a while.
Yeah, because I wasn't totally familiar with their look either, because you don't really see them that much in Force Awakens.
You're more focused on like Boyega and that fight and stuff.
One cool moment I had when I was attacking as a First Order trooper, I had the device in hand. You have to run it across this forest, where like Kylo Ren and Rey run into each other. You have to run it through that forest to get into a ship to take off. And I heard some kind of rocket behind me, and I was like, I think someone's with a jetpack behind me. And I turn around, and this jetpack trooper just boosts over me, and just the sound effect of him crossing over the threshold of my head, you could just totally feel it. Crosses over, I'm like unloading on him in the sky, and I hit him, and it just ragdolls in midair. And it's cool when you kill them in midair, the rocket launcher or the jetpack goes crazy, and they like fly around and flip and like run into a tree.
So you're telling me Kylo Ren's not available on that map?
In this mode, no. I'm assuming he will be when the game launches, because
that's what I'm most excited about.
Both heroes in First Order and Resistance. It wasn't even Chewbacca and Resistance. It was called Wookiee Warrior, but he was deadly with it. He had the same crossbow as Chewbacca, but that thing, just like in the movie, when you shoot a First Order trooper, they go flying backwards. It's awesome. You can charge it too, and they'll go even further. So I had a really strong grenade, and I didn't read it. He has some kind of crossbow ability that does something.
Okay,
maybe gives it extra damage. I don't know.
I'm excited. You guys have gotten me excited.
I'm mad at myself though, because when I first launched the beta, I was like, maybe I should record my gameplay. Because obviously we'll do like either a stream or a let's play before the beta ends. But I was like, maybe I should record my gameplay, and I wish I had, because the first match I played, I was a monster. And it was like I played decent after that. I wasn't bad by any means. My first match was incredible. I was mad that I didn't record it, but it was solid. Very, very fun, Jacob.
Okay.
I'm also very excited for the full release. Everything Preston said, totally agree.
Right. A little sidetrack. You want to hear something funny, Jacob?
Yes.
They let Eason in at the very end of the game. Fumbled it twice.
No way.
One fumble led to a Vandy touchdown.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. He's so done now. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Still won 45-14. Should have been 7.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But yeah.
That's rough, man.
Anyways, yeah, that's rough. But yeah, Battlefront's awesome.
It is.
I'm so excited to play the campaign. I hope it's great.
I'm bummed I have to go to work, man. I want to play more of it. Oh well, I guess I'll play more.
Sounds like you like unzipped your pants right there.
What?
Yeah.
I guess I'll play Sunday night or Monday before it ends. I hope it doesn't end like Monday in the day. I hope it goes all the way through Monday.
Oklahoma lost.
To who?
Iowa State.
Really? Dang, that's
Yikes.
good though. Get them out of the playoff.
Crawling up.
They scare me.
Dude,
Oklahoma. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We'll show them who's boss. Do we play them this year?
No.
Okay, that's good.
They're just. I know if we made it to the playoff, which is. I'm just not going to say anything.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx anything.
Yeah, exactly. That brings us to community questions. Huge shout out to each and every one of you who sends us questions every single week to be read on the show, this show or Ask IOG. Speaking of Ask IOG, our secondary podcast, it is now available on iTunes and Google Play.
Oh boy.
It is on its way to Spotify. I think Audio Boom has put in the request. We're just waiting to hear back from Spotify.
That's exciting.
Hopefully we're accepted. I don't know why we wouldn't be. But I will keep you guys posted on Spotify because I know many of you prefer Spotify as your listening platform. But as of right now, if you've never heard Ask IOG and you're out there in the ether, if you're a lurker like most of our listeners are on our RSS feed, our secondary show, if you've never been to our YouTube channel, is available on iTunes and Google Play. Soon to be on Spotify. It's the show where we answer questions submitted by the It's Obvious Gaming community, you guys, exclusively. And it's always an interesting, dynamic conversation. Speaking of which, I think we really need to do an episode this week. I will do any day of the week.
We will try.
I will do Monday through Thursday, whichever day works best for you guys.
I got to see with work.
I forgot
Thursdays are really good for me for doing that.
I am working right across the street from you, so.
Okay. Yeah, you could always just hop on over for an evening.
Yeah, right there.
Pretty much, yeah.
You wanted? I would do. I guess we have plans to see Blade Runner Tuesday night. So we could do Monday. We could do Wednesday.
We'll see.
Can't do Wednesday.
We'll figure it out.
I mean, I'm fine with Thursday too. Yeah, we'll figure it out. New episode hopefully coming soon. I imagine we'll figure it out for this week because we have plenty of questions to get to. Awesome ones.
Okay.
But if you'd like to have your questions read on the show, you can reach us in one of three places. You can email us at itsobviousgaming@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at obvious_gaming, or you can submit your questions in the Ask IOG section on our Discord channel using the hashtag AskIOG so that we know you want your question read on the show. But if you just want to chat, feel free to message us anytime on any platform. We'd love to hear from you guys. Question number 1 comes from Josh Scriber. He says, "Hey guys, I hope your week went as well as mine, but that would mean you had a Five Guys bacon cheeseburger with a large blueberry puree chocolate fudge milkshake." Sorry to get off topic. I did not have those
milkshake?
things. It says a large blueberry puree chocolate fudge milkshake.
Is that puree?
Is it puree?
I think so. That sounds better.
It probably is puree.
Puree doesn't sound like a word.
It has 2 E's on there. Okay. I know I've heard puree before.
Yeah, it's like a... It's a really blended up thing.
It's blended up more than a normal milkshake?
Yeah. Or like, no, a puree of something. Like a blueberry puree is like almost liquid form. It's like a puree. It's just what it is.
So it's more like a drink than a thick milkshake?
No. It's blueberry puree is probably in the milkshake.
I see.
Yeah.
Blueberry chocolate fudge milkshake.
That sounds good, I guess.
I'd give it a sip.
I would sip it. The burger sounds divine.
Yeah.
You definitely had a better week than I did.
I think I had a burger this week. No, I had Majestic Diner's French toast, bacon, and eggs last night. It's incredible.
That sounds good.
It was excellent.
What is that place?
It is in Atlanta. It's one of the oldest diners in the city.
It's very good.
It's right near Casey's apartment, walking distance.
Okay.
It even looks like an old school diner. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. Relatively cheap, too.
Okay.
Open 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You've piqued my interest.
You should give it a shot sometime.
All right.
East Atlanta Village.
You can't miss it. Big neon lights.
He says sorry to get off topic, just like we did.
That's what this podcast is based
all about.
on.
Yeah. Which of these do you guys think is the most important for an RPG? A solid level up system like in Golden Sun or Pokemon? Or a story that sucks you in like Rygar or Mass Effect, not Andromeda? Or formidable foes that force you to strategize like most Final Fantasy bosses? Which would you say, I guess from each of our perspectives, is the most important?
What was the second option?
The second option was a story that sucks you in.
Okay.
The first option was a solid level up system. Or third, a game that forces you to strategize like most Final Fantasy bosses.
I have to pick one of these.
Is it too much to ask for both?
I feel like
all three are integral to me enjoying any RPG. Because if the story's great, but it's a slog to level up and it sucks playing, I can't do it. If the story, I feel like the story is worse, but the gameplay's better, I'm more willing to play through it. That's the same for me. I was going to
say the first one then.
I mean, I care about story, especially in narrative-driven games, but in RPG specifically, a story's important, but I'd say it's the least important, for me personally, the least important aspect in addition to the gameplay. When
I say least important, I mean it is right underneath it, because I think an
you don't
RPG
want it to suck.
Has to have a good story, especially if you're trying to put yourself in a character shoes, or you're
to play that
creating
role.
Character shoes in this world. If you don't care about it, then I mean, I think Skyrim is a good example where the story, I don't really remember the story, but the world building, just the story of everything going on, is so good that I want to be in that world.
Exactly.
So I think that's very important.
I guess if I cared about any of those the most, it'd probably be the level up system. I want to feel like I'm progressing at a satisfactory pace and earning cool gear and abilities and stuff as I go forward.
Yeah.
So, and I like strategizing against bosses too. It's not my favorite thing to do, but out of those three, if I had to pick what I think is the most important, it'd probably be the level up system.
Yeah. I mean, strategizing against bosses is something cool that was in like a Souls game or something. Like that's an integral part of those games.
You know what I wish The Witcher had more strategy to it, because even on Death March,
even then it's not as important.
I did the same thing.
I just used the Quen ability in every fight. That's like all I would use.
Whereas when you're fighting werewolves, you can put an oil on your sword.
Yeah, did you find yourself like using all the oils and what else, like there are potions
to an extent? But I mean, I beat it on the hardest difficulty twice, and once you get to a certain point, you can just fight everything and throw up Quen, and it's nothing.
Gotcha.
So even against like massive bounties and
like a boss.
Yeah. So
it is hot in this room.
I actually don't feel that bad today.
Sean Shabazz says,
maybe because it's not summer.
Perhaps. It still feels like summer during the day sometimes.
Yeah.
Feels great in the evening though. Heard this on another podcast and I wanted to know what y'all's answers would be. Sorry, excuse me, I can't speak anymore. If each of you had a Persona Palace, what would it look like and what would your enemies guarding it be? The obvious choice for Jacob would be a gym, but hopefully he has another answer. Also, Taco Bell's off limits. You want to start, Jacob? You've been called out.
Answer.
Well, let's go with the gym then for now.
Okay.
Who would be guarding it? Obviously, you're the persona at the end.
Would be guarding it.
Yeah, like there's enemy types that kind of reflect the palace. Yeah.
Probably would be like just people at the gym or like personal
really
trainers
buff,
or something. Yeah.
Buff, beautiful, oily men.
Yeah. Probably,
or machines that have come to life.
Yeah, or something
like gym machines.
That's a good idea too.
Yeah, contortions of gym machines that come to life.
Giant barbells. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't had any time to think about this.
Now, what would you be like as the boss? Would you be holding weights and doing like a hilarious animation? We have like this goofy smile and you're like just
either that or I would be like I would be made out of weights or something.
Yeah. Do you think there would be different phases?
You'd essentially look like one of the final bosses of Persona 5.
I do now.
No, you would.
Or I would.
I feel like you would. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I'm trying to remember.
The cruise ship.
I can't remember.
Spoiler.
Sorry, spoiler. Not too big of a spoiler.
I don't remember anything by that.
I won't say anything else then.
Have I forgotten the ending of Persona 5?
Not the ending, but kind of the ending.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe I'd be that.
Okay.
That took me a second. I was like, what are you talking about? But, yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like mine's kind of easy.
What about you, Preston?
I have no clue. What would yours be?
Yours would have a lot of wires in it. You'd be like,
what if you were like the inside of a computer?
A palace is your
inner personality, like your suppressed feelings.
It is what you think of. I feel like you have to be like a bad guy though to do that.
You'd be like a perfectionist enemy. Because you have to get trophies and stuff.
Yeah.
So everything would have to be like beautiful and flawless and symmetrical in your palace.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
You would have a bunch of I don't know who would be defending Preston's palace.
A bunch of custodians.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Cleaning it.
Wielding brooms and stuff.
I have no clue for mine either.
You would be
This is a hard question.
you see the world as a studio.
What kind of studio?
A mixture of audio and video. Like not a movie set. I'd say, a music studio. Sure.
All right, that works. I'd have a bunch of...
you have a bunch of interns.
No, you know what I would have? I'd have a bunch of audio engineers that just show off their nerd balls all the time. That would be the enemies.
Okay.
Because everywhere I go, most engineers I meet just never shut up about how good they are at audio.
They have like XLR cable nunchucks.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And they just, the entire time you're fighting, they try to tell you about all the gear that's surrounding you the entire time, like they're hot shit.
Yeah. As they're dying, they're like, that mix sucks.
Yeah. That's compressed too heavily. So that's what it would be like.
Okay.
Thank you for your question, Sean.
That was a good question.
Dexter Clark wanted to bring to our attention, in case we didn't know, that the Witcher 3 PS4 patch for 4K and slightly better, I don't know if functionality is the right word, performance, has officially launched, and we have given it a shot, and it looks real pretty. I think I booted it up for maybe 5 seconds. I spawned at Kaer Morhen, and I jumped off the bridge and killed myself. I'm like, yep, looks pretty. Yeah. Shut it off. So
it's called having a bomb-ass PC.
Yeah.
It's never looked so good to kill yourself in Witcher 3.
Right. So
no, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm sure.
It did look good, though. I'm excited that it's here. I'll never play through Witcher 3 all the way through again, but I'm sure I'll jump back in and kill some guys and maybe do like a Witcher contract or something for fun at some point.
That would be really fun.
Yeah, I played in 4K.
Cyberpunk, guys.
Ever since I saw Blade Runner, man, you're going to want to play the crap out of Cyberpunk, I'm telling you. I mean, Cyberpunk's a little different than Blade Runner, but still, it's a similar world. So you're going to want... I wanted to play Cyberpunk so bad after I saw Blade Runner. We don't even know what it is. I know, but just from the images we've seen, I'm like, it's kind of like that Blade Runner vibe. And I'm hoping they see Blade Runner, and even though they're probably deep in development at this point, I hope they see Blade Runner and like, let's implement some of that into it as well.
Cyberpunk's probably next gen anyway, so...
Probably. Yeah. Or bomb SPC, dude.
Or that, yeah.
I almost said Ham Saris. Excuse me, Sam. Ham Saris. Sam Harris says, Bromios, how far away do you think we are from a world like Sword Art Online? Sans dying in real life. VR is progressing and will only get more impressive. A full immersion VR experience would be amazing. Be able to control your character and their actions with your mind sounds incredible. That being said, would it be a dream like Sword Art Online or a potential for disaster?
If it's truly like Sword Art Online, that is a long ways away in terms of the government like sanctioning, like in verifying that this stuff isn't going to kill you like it does in the show. Which, Jacob, you didn't see the show, but they get stuck in this. They have this
virtual reality.
Yeah, but it's not like you literally go in.
It's sort of like the Matrix.
Yeah, and they get stuck in this game. The creator keeps them locked in this game, and if the headset is taken off of them, or if they die in the game, they die in real life. So I feel like there's no way really. Well, I'm not going to say never, but I feel like that's a very, very, very far away. And for that to be a commercial product, the regulations and stuff.
Imagine how expensive it would be too.
Yeah, like for that anime to take place in the very, very near future, I don't know if we'll ever get to anything like that. That kind of scares me.
Yeah, it freaks me out too. There's a Black Mirror episode that kind of that's sort of about that subject.
Are you talking about the video game thing? Their life revolves around just like racking up points or something.
There's a video game. I mean, there's multiple episodes that are similar, sort of like what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the one like in the gym. They got like bikes.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's like episode 2. No, it's not like that.
I really enjoyed that one.
This one's a lot like Sword Art, where people go into a world like that, and it's mostly like old people that have like terminal illness. I don't want to spoil the episode because it's actually really interesting, but this one lady has like a terminal illness, and she can choose at the end of her life, do I want to die or do I want to transfer essentially my soul or my consciousness into my character in this game, and I can live eternally in this game world. Which is, I mean, they all look like real people in the game world, but it's a simulation, kind of like the Matrix or Sword Art Online. And I mean, like every Black Mirror episode, everything ends in a very depressing manner. So, but it's a cool idea. I mean, that's why I think Black Mirror is as depressing as Black Mirror is. I love the technological ideas that are in the show.
I had to stop watching.
That's why I couldn't take it. Even after the second episode, I was just like,
Yeah, see, this is the thing about the show. I will say, once I got through the first season, everything beyond I've enjoyed even more. Like, especially the most recent season I watched. I think those are some of the best episodes by far. So, That's what I told Casey, because Casey didn't want to watch it anymore either because it depressed her so much. But something compelled me to go back to it because I just kept hearing great things. And now some of them are really like disgusting and depressing, where I was like, I don't even feel good about watching that. It was so depressing. But there's some that are like really creative. I don't remember what the episode's called, but there's one about this guy who travels the world because he has like problems with his mom or something, and he meets this girl and finds out about this new futuristic VR opportunity or augmented reality opportunity to beta test it. And he's one of the best characters I've seen in the show. The whole episode was funny, mysterious. It was creepy, and then at the end it's still sad, but it's also just really hilarious the entire time. So there's episodes that lighten it up a bit. They always end in a dire moment, but they're also very entertaining throughout. So I recommend you guys give it another shot when you feel compelled to do so.
Okay.
But yeah, I would try something like Sword Art if it existed. Lord willing, I wouldn't get trapped, but I would want to try it.
Are you gonna watch the show, Garrett?
Maybe. Eventually. Caboose42 says, now that you guys have gotten into the realms of PC gaming, what are some PC games that you want to try out? I highly recommend the Stalker series. It's not the most polished series, but it does do so many things better than other FPS games. If you play it with the complete mod pack. What are some games you want to get into that you haven't already gotten into?
It's not really anything that I want to go back and play.
What's that?
Being
Star
honest.
Citizen game?
I've heard the title.
Yeah, it's that like game that's been in development forever.
Yeah, it's like that massive space game.
Oh, it's really cool. Mm-hmm. Pretty much that. I've heard of Stalker. I've heard of that, and I see it on Steam all the time as a recommended game for me. But
I might try it at some point.
Maybe. Yeah, they're pretty cheap. I might try it one day.
I want to go back and play New Vegas now that you have.
New Vegas is great.
When time permits, I'm going to play through that game.
It's pretty good. I crapped on that game way too much. I didn't crap on it. I knew it was good, but I thought it got a lot of unnecessary praise. Mm-hmm. But it's good. It's really good.
Nothing for you, Jacob?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a lot of games already that I need to play that are on my backlog. I don't want to add any more at this moment in time.
Yeah. I'm so pumped for just whatever's coming out in the future. I'm not really looking backward at this moment.
All right.
Well, especially like in this season, it's hard to look back and play older games when all these new ones are coming out.
Yeah, we are surrounded by new games constantly.
The second I get a period of time to play an old game, I have to play Nier. I have to.
Oh, absolutely. That's the top of my backlog right now.
Yeah.
So, but Cheeky brings up a game that I will dabble in at some point again, like we used to. He says, "Have you guys tried CS:GO yet? If not, I would like to teach you the basics, since they could be a pretty hard game to play." Mm-hmm. I mean, Preston and I dabbled a bit on 360 back in the day. Mm-hmm. I know it's much different on PC. It's much more hardcore.
The pro platform,
right?
For
exactly.
The CS:GO players.
I've never tried it on PC. I imagine I'd get my face kicked in. Mm-hmm. But because most people that play that just know like the meta, and they've been so invested in it for so long, they just know every nook and cranny of every map and how to bend the matches to your will just based on how long you've played and the experience you have. And I'm so inexperienced in CS:GO, I'd get slaughtered.
I've never had a desire to play that game, just especially now. Like, it doesn't look that great.
I enjoyed it when we played it. I mean, I know it's 360, but still, I enjoyed it.
Fun.
It doesn't look that compelling to me.
Insanely, that competitive multiplayer drive that was within me during my high school years is gone. And I feel like if you're not going to play that game with a competitive mindset, then I'd much rather play like Battlefront or something that you can just casually play and have a good time.
Yeah. So I mean, I still, to an extent, want to win, but I'm not like hell-bent on winning anymore either. Yeah. I think it's just because I put so much heart and passion into my competitive side as well back in the day that I kind of drained myself of that as well. I mean, I still want to win, but if we lose, I'm not like pissed about it. I'm like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
So, FizzMG says, "Hey guys, quick question. It's probably safe to say we are halfway through this generation of consoles. My question, is there anything you want to see implemented into the next generation? As a truck driver, I don't get much time with my PS4 or Xbox One. I think it would be cool if Sony and Microsoft could bring portability to the table the way Nintendo has with the Switch."
It would be cool, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it'll happen either.
I think Sony recently said to someone that
they're not too interested in competing with Switch. At least not at the moment. I don't know if they ever will.
They're probably going to let the Switch just
do its thing.
Have that area of stuff.
I mean, even PS4 is killing it just in the console space alone. So
yeah. I mean, in terms of next gen, I would love for just everything to be backwards compatible.
That'd be nice.
I would love that.
I'm sure that'll be one of the main goals of most companies moving forward, because Xbox has seen a lot of success with their backwards compatibility.
Definitely. A I don't know who's to say if PlayStation will do it, because
we have PlayStation Now.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen with that? Man, I don't know. That's a good question.
I think as long as games, I mean, as far as consoles are concerned, I know PC is a thing now, obviously, that we all have. But as far as consoles concerned, as long as games just continue to perform better and look even just slightly better moving forward, I mean, that's fine with me. I still don't want any gimmicks like trying to change the way you play games. Like VR is cool and all, but I will forever, whenever I'm playing on console, at least I will always just want a controller, TV, I'm good to go. As long as it looks pretty and performs well, it's good enough for me.
And I know I'm not the only person to say this, but I want to see games do something different. Like something that can't be done on PlayStation 4. I'm not talking about the graphics. I'm talking or performance. A system that was absolutely impossible on this line of hardware.
It's kind of similar to like the Nemesis system. I know this is an easy example, but Nemesis system, for example, is an example of something that's just totally different.
Yeah. And not to say that I'm not happy with the way games are right now. I'm completely satisfied. I think The Witcher is a decent example. I don't think that game clearly, I'm not sure if it could run on 360. Maybe it could, but in terms of just no loading, just getting on your horse and going everywhere. And I know they initially had plans, I believe, maybe they addressed this in the No Clip series, but I'm pretty sure they wanted there to be no loading period. Like,
they almost nailed that.
And go to Skellige.
I mean, for the most part, I mean, with the exception of Skellige, at least when you're in, I guess it's Novigrad's the city. What's that province called? The Novigrad's I always forget the name of it. It starts with an A, doesn't it?
I forgot.
No.
But anyway, you can pretty much go anywhere without it loading in that whole area.
And that's fine, but I think they initially wanted you could get on a boat and literally
just go to Skellige. That'd be so amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, I think for what they did with there being as little loading as there is, especially when you play like Skyrim or Fallout and every room you go into has to load. Skyrim, I'll forgive Skyrim, but Fallout 4 doing that was a little questionable, especially like I said, when Witcher 3 wasn't doing that. I think the next Bethesda open world game like that, they'll probably address that. At least I would think so. But I'm too dumb to even give an example of what I would want it to do. But, I don't want to restate what I just said. But
I think the only example I can give is the Nemesis system.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying bring the Nemesis system to the next, expand upon it. I'm saying ideas like that I'm not smart enough to come up with on my own that are just thinking outside the box as far as a simple example, a third-person combat game where you have this system where you can manipulate all these enemies and they'll remember you if you kill them or injure them and stuff, and they have like a memory that progresses. I guess
that's the big thing is just I want AI to significantly progress.
I think that's the biggest thing they could expand upon.
Like, how many stealth games are we going to play where we kill somebody and somebody walks in the room and they're alarmed? Oh no, somebody's dead. Oh, back on my path.
I want them to freak out and hunt me to the end of the earth.
Call people, start looking around, an investigative team comes in.
I was going to say like a detective comes in.
They call the family.
Yeah.
Bob's been dead. You can follow him home and see the family cry, watch them have dinner, stuff like that.
I know this is going way back, but even when Watch Dogs launched, the first Watch Dogs, when I told you I saw that rear end and the people argued and the ambulance came, I was like, even things like that are so simple but so cool.
Yeah.
So just smarter AI.
Stuff like that.
And I imagine AI is one of the hardest things to develop. I mean, I have no idea, but I would imagine that's one of the most tricky parts.
Yeah. And I definitely want to see animations improve.
Totally.
Stuff like that. Those, especially in stealth games, those are very important to me. Because even Bayek stabbing a dude in the neck, it ain't doing it for me.
Yeah, it looks a little off.
It's just, and then he just falls down. Even Splinter Cell Blacklist did it really good. While you're in motion, you take him out and you lay him on the floor. That's how it's done. What are y'all doing? You have a team of stealth experts.
He's addressing the team at Ubisoft exclusively.
You have these stealth experts working on Splinter Cell in terms of the stealth animations and the takedowns and the sneaking and the taking cover, and you just don't implement it at all.
Again, I'm not
what are you doing?
I'm not a game developer, so I have no idea what I'm talking about. But maybe they're cutting corners in the sense that Assassin's Creed is such a bigger world that they have to dial down certain things. Maybe I don't know how much an animation takes up as far as, I don't even know if I'm using the correct terminology, like how much power it takes from the console or PC to perform that animation in this world and the body react to that certain animation. I don't know. But maybe that has something to do with it.
I think Assassin's Creed is going to And I think Origins will... I haven't played it yet, so I don't know how in-depth the stealth system is. But I'm scared they're eventually going to come to a crossroads where they just start veering off in the combat direction, especially with this new combat. If it's accepted and people really like it, they are just going to go in on this particular type of combat, and I'm scared that they're going to just leave. Like, yeah, you can do stealth. You can do it.
Barely
do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's Assassin's Creed and we're fighting all these dudes. Like,
you're an assassin.
God, I want to sneak into a base, kill a dude really stealthily, and have the animation look badass and leave. And I want to play the whole game like that. I want Dishonored in third person. That's what Assassin's Creed should be. So, but that's...
Of course, fight when you need to.
Yeah, and you should look cool fighting because you're an assassin. You should be able to kick ass.
I still love the combat in 1 and 2 the most. And I mean, 4 was fun too.
If there was a way you could do that, but not be able to fight 80 trillion guys at the same time, that'd be cool.
That's the thing. That's why I know I say this all the time, but Shadow of Wars and Mordor's combat is just so fun.
And the stealth is better too. The stealth is actually satisfying in Mordor. The AI is dumb as shit, but it's still satisfying.
Yeah.
I think that disproves it right there. They can have really cool stealth animations.
Yeah, you do some crazy animations.
Yeah, walk up behind them, stab them like 3 times, throw them down. It just looks awesome. It's visceral. I don't get that satisfaction of like, yeah, I just snuck up behind you and ended your life. I don't get that feeling from Assassin's Creed. So I've never had that feeling from Assassin's Creed, where you just walk up behind him and just go, and then just walk off and they just fall. At least Assassin's Creed 3 and Black Flag, you had the in-motion assassination. That looked cool at least. It did. But yeah, I have nothing else to say.
That's about it for me too for now. What about you, Jacob?
Well, I don't even know what you're talking about anymore.
Okay.
It's been so long.
Hey, I got to go very soon.
Okay.
D. Smitty says, oh, that was your PC build from earlier, so we're good.
We're good.
That was episode 122.
That was episode 122 of the It's Obvious Gaming Podcast. Where my 2 best friends and I get together every single week to discuss video games, obviously. Please go to iTunes and leave us a review. We would very much appreciate it. We're going to get on that new and noteworthy playlist sooner or later.
If not for It's Obvious Podcast, maybe Ask IOG.
Ask IOG. Ask IOG is also on iTunes.
We have a new review.
On what?
iTunes.
For Ask IOG? Or?
No, for this podcast.
Is it a 5-star?
It is.
Oh, it's a miracle.
Thank you.
And it's from SHUF1351.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
That's very nice. If you're listening to us on iTunes or Spotify or anywhere besides YouTube, please come to youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming and subscribe to us and say hello in the comments down below so we know that you're out there. We would very much appreciate that. Also, check out our Discord as well. We have a bunch of really cool guys over there.
Gals.
And gals. You're right. And we post a lot of cool pictures, a lot of hot, funny memes, and all that stuff on Discord. You're going to want to talk with us. PlayStation community, Xbox Club, all that stuff. Like I said, it's all down in the description down below. But anything else you guys like to add this week?
I don't think so. I will be in Las Vegas this weekend for 2 days. So if any of you live in or near Las Vegas and want to chill on the Strip one night, there's a lot of hooligans on the Strip, but I'm going to try to explore it. It's a Square Enix event. Oh. So I will be there this weekend. And if anyone wants to hang...
Can you not talk about it?
No, I can talk about it when I get back, I believe. Okay. So it's not like anything that cool, but still, I get to go to Vegas for a couple of days, so I guess that's kind of fun. But
Don't lose all your money.
If anyone wants to grab a nice, refreshing beverage on the Strip with me one evening, that'd be fun.
That sounds fun.
Or I'll go by myself and possibly get mugged by some crazy guy dressed as Spider-Man. I don't know.
Does that happen?
I don't know. I've heard there's a lot of crazy people on the Strip, so I'm in for an adventure.
Okay.
We'll see. That's it for me.
Sounds good.
Have a great week, both of you, and I guess I'll see you later. And all our viewers.
Okay.
I'll miss you all. I'll miss talking to you. We should play some Destiny this week. I'll be on. We should play some Iron Banner.
Yeah, we'll do an Iron Banner stream either, I guess, Monday night. You want to do it? Oh, no, it doesn't reset till Tuesday.
Let's do Star Wars Monday night.
Yeah, we're going to do Star Wars stream Monday night.
If it doesn't end it.
Tuesday, if we don't, I assume we'll go see Blade Runner, but if for whatever reason we don't, we'll probably do Iron Banner. If not, Tuesday, we'll do it Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
As far as Let's Plays are concerned, I don't know when we're going to do Cuphead again because Casey and I are just so busy. But we will probably do, I don't know, there's plenty of stuff to play right now. I might finish Super Hot finally. We might do some scary stuff leading into Halloween. I really want Jacob and I to try Visage. We might do Amnesia Collection.
Gotta do that.
So Especially Visage. I really want to try that one. I think Preston mentioned Paranormal Activity may or may not be
I think it
on
might
PSN
be.
now.
I think me and you should play Amnesia.
Okay.
Since we played it together initially.
I guess since you're going to be nearby, we could always crank one out if you came over to the Ask IOG or something.
That's very possible.
So, yeah, you and I haven't done a Let's Play since Zelda, maybe? Remember when we did Majora's Mask? Was it the last Let's Play we were on camera together?
Nah. We did multiplayer ones together. Or just me and you.
Oh, like on camera together.
Me, you, and Jacob did one.
Did we?
I know the dodgeball one was...
Was that after Zelda?
After, yeah.
That might have been the last one.
Maybe.
What dodgeball one?
It's the one when I hit Preston's car.
Yeah, in the middle of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember
that was
what
after
game
Zelda.
was.
Yeah.
That was after Zelda. Anyways, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But it's been a pleasure talking with you guys.
As always.
And I love everybody listening. I love you.
I second the notion.
Do you love them too?
I also love them.
Okay.
To a degree.
What's that supposed to mean?
To a degree
every time I come over here, one of you is dead. That's Jacob's dying words to all of you.
Oh, wow.
Okay. What? I said that?
Remember when we were doing Trials of the Nine?
Well, they were. They were.
Good times.
Wow. All right.
But what I was saying is I like them to a higher degree.
Oh, do you?
Yes. Then
we'll make it a competition then.
Yes.
All right.
Look forward to talking with y'all next week.
Everyone have a spectacular week.
Absolutely. Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
I gotta poo poo before I go out to my car.